of greatness, nigga. A visionary, the vision scary. I know they hate it. A sharpshooter, the sharpest image, ain't no debating. I know they waiting on greatness so they could follow moves. I follow love. Why would I ever follow you? But go ahead, do what you do, make it work for you. I'm 10 toes standing on the earth's soil. Cameraman, I can even spit a verse.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Black Room Podcast. Make some noise. We are back another week. Listen, before we start, we have to say thank you to everybody that brought their tickets. Gala sold out again for the third time. Woo! We should have had some confetti like pop light. We got to do that next week.
All right, Mr. Neil.
We are sold out. We are at capacity. People are still trying to get tickets and now they're mad, but you know, we love y'all. We can catch y'all next year. But you know, now I have to do my introduction. This young lady is a mother. A child of God.
Oh.
No, I'm just wait.
Wait.
Let me start over. Rewind me.
Cancel.
This young lady is a mother. She is proud and part of the whole Pride movement. I seen that you was at the Pride this year. Was it crazy?
Sure.
Was it going crazy?
It was beautiful, man.
So I know I've seen you on Facebook. I know you guys. I don't want to mess up the
being
cautious. I'm being cautious. LGBTQ plus community, right?
Correct.
There we
Yeah,
go.
here you
I got
go.
it right.
All
Yeah.
right, okay.
That's the part I was nervous on because I'll be hearing other letters too, and I'll be like, look, can we just is the plus safe for the other letters?
The plus is safe. It's like 16 letters actually altogether.
So
Yeah.
that's what the plus is, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's inclusivity.
She is the president of the TP on board, the on-board president of the TPS. I don't know, of TPS, I guess.
Toledo Public Schools Boards of Education.
There we go. We have none other than Sheena Marie Barnes. Make some noise. We are so happy to have you. Listen, so we are. This is my disclaimer,
Okay.
Because I know you're going to do a disclaimer. This is my 1983 disclaimer. We haven't had a TPS president interview before, so this is the first time.
We're making history again.
Yeah, we're making history. Yeah. So my disclaimer is, if I say anything wrong or get words and stuff mixed up, correct me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I don't be knowing sometimes.
Well, that's what I do. I educate, so I got you.
Come on. All right, now your disclaimer.
So my disclaimer is that my viewpoints and my statements are not on the behalf of TPS or a board or administration. It is all my personal lived and learned experience.
All right, I like that. So let's start from the beginning.
Oh.
Where did you grow up at? Are you from here?
No, I am not. I'm a Flintstone.
Okay. Flintstone.
Flint, Michigan, born and raised, 810.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out Flint, Michigan.
Yeah. I'm Flintstone. Yeah, but I do.
So, did you go to public schools there or?
Yep, Flint Northern with Teen Cleaves and all them, and Robert and all them. Yep. So I went to the Big Red up there, and we unfortunately don't have a lot of high schools, or actually any public education there in Flint anymore. Like a lot of schools in districts in Michigan, they kind of depleted them. So that's what I'm trying to fight here. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you went to Flint, and then what high school did you go to?
I went to Flint Northern.
Oh, it was all together?
So I went to elementary, like I went to like Dort and all that, and Garfield. We had weird names.
Okay.
But then I graduated from Flint Northern in 2002. Yeah.
We got a Garfield here, don't we?
I think so.
I thought we did.
Well, don't be asking me about all the schools. It's like 58
Yeah,
schools
it's a lot of,
I gotta keep up
especially
with.
when you dig into the charters and be like, okay, now.
Well, I ain't talking about the charters.
Yeah. But we do.
She already made her disclaimer.
TPS TBS does have
Damn.
these. I don't know what they're called, like the school way out airport. What's
So they call career techs.
career tech
Yes,
schools?
we do have career tech schools. That's still public schools.
Yeah.
And we just offer different career choices and accessibility to different opportunities, like our aerospace.
Yeah,
That's what you're talking
aerospace.
about.
Yeah.
We just launched, broke ground for our EV tech school, which is electric vehicle training.
Wow.
So they will be able to learn how to build electric vehicles. We have Jones. Was the Jones Leadership Academy for Business. It is the only school. It's 2 schools in the country with a Wall Street simulator. And that's here, right here in our backyard.
Oh,
Wow.
We have a pre-med and we have TTA, which is our technology school. So they get internships right out the gate when they graduate.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah.
And then we have early college as well. And then we have our natural science where they learn how to be vets and garden people. I don't know what to call it, but they have real live animals there, y'all.
Yeah, at the botanical gardens or something.
Man,
right? Yeah.
Is
that the new one? Is that
So they combined the aerospace and the natural science one. It's called NSAT now.
Correct.
It's out there. It's like right across the street from where the
He
aerospace
should know
program was.
That's where.
That's why I was talking about it, because Jasmine, Jasmine's son goes to
your son.
Yeah, our son goes to the botanical garden.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I mean,
he started at the one at the airport. That one. Yeah. Charlemagne, man. I told y'all, Charlemagne.
Hey,
oh my God.
Look, this every podcast.
Like,
Dookie.
If I start sweating, it's because I'm nervous. Because I don't never know when he's gonna. No.
Man, I'm chilling, dog.
So anyway,
I'm still waking up.
Okay, now let's go back. After high school,
yes.
Did you go to college? What colleges?
I had my oldest child at 14, so life was a little bit different for me. Like so many other students that we see here and serve here in TPS, some of them have challenges, and so I had a challenge. I was a teen parent at 15 years of age. Got into career tech myself, into nursing. Graduated. People didn't think I was gonna do it. Me neither. but I did it barely. And but I graduated, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to my community college, which is our community college there in Flint, and for nursing. Got way through it. It's like, yeah, I don't want to be a nurse no more. I don't know what I want to do. I just don't want to do that. And then all of a sudden, I was like, I can make it here. I can make it anywhere. Let me go see what's going on. And was like, I got to get out of Flint, high gun violence, just a lot of just different, just energy that I didn't want my kids to be raised in. So I'm like, I'm gonna go anywhere. As soon as somebody called me for a job or college, and then Owens Community College called me.
Okay.
They're like, we want you. I was like, bet.
Was the water bad back then?
No. So the water crisis didn't happen roughly until, I want to say 2000, I want to say.
It was 11.
Yeah, I want to say 2011.
Yeah.
So around there, 11, 12. I think it really happened. Once again, this is my personal view, but I think it happened earlier than that. But GM and them didn't let people know.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, what I mean? I know for it to happen in 2000, or for it to be noticed in 2011, it had to already be occurring. You know what I mean? So.
Well, it all happened really because we had a very shady governor who wanted to try to save money and knew he could harm Black people. Let's just be real. And so even when people were doing water drives, they didn't know they were actually putting money into Governor Snyder's pockets because his wife owned stocks into Nestle's. So he was making money off of killing people and poisoning people. So it get deep.
Where's that that Black he's a Black councilman that be yelling?
Eric May.
Yeah, is he in Flint?
Yes.
That boy, man, he sucks.
Oh, that's my dude.
Oh, the older cat? Yeah.
He is from Flint, huh? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I love Eric.
That's why I can't be on city council.
Yeah, I love Eric Mays though. But he don't play around.
He don't, but he's the only one that's really unapologetic about fighting for Flint people. Like he can come sideways. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he's the one asking the questions about what's going on. So that's why he keep getting reelected. It's
crazy though, because he keep getting reelected, but he keep dogging the heck out of people. Man.
What's your favorite Eric Mays?
I can't even tell you.
I can't even tell you the story. I know.
Okay,
he just be yelling.
You can tell us that off air.
Yeah, I can't tell you a story. I know because I ain't finna get sued by nobody.
I think my favorite one is when I seen I think the the guy tried to jump at him or something. He got mad, talking about, man, you trying to fight me? What did he say? I can't remember.
And they
what he said.
friends. They actually are real friends.
That's crazy.
Man.
Isn't that normally how it is though?
I guess. I mean, I'm from Flint, so I guess so.
You know what's crazy? I ain't trying to get too deep in this, but I've been in meetings at church like that they be turned up, be ready to fight and shoot and stuff like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
Man, that's
passionate,
another story.
it goes down, I guess.
Yeah. Eric Mays, my guy.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so switch over from nursing, and then how did you get into the educational part?
Well, actually, it's more social services. So I was, I came here. I worked at Telecrest. I worked at different things, and somebody was like, "Look, you're trying to get to know people," and because I didn't know nobody in Toledo, I didn't have no vehicle. All I had was my 2 kids, a mattress, 2 garbage bags full of clothes, and one of those box TV with the VCR in it. So
throwback,
The best TV.
man,
yeah.
and
It's
VHS.
Mighty movies on that TV.
Yes, sir.
if one broke, the other broke.
Yep.
We showing our age.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm 23.
Nice.
But so
Speak that.
I didn't know nobody in my one of the ladies at work was like, why don't you just volunteer? Because that's how you get to know people, get to learn about Toledo, whatever. And I end up volunteering on the weekends as a sexual outreach worker for the YWCA. It was kind of cool because they actually gave you a stipend to do it. And I was like, bet, let's go. And so I started learning things. I started learning the injustices in that system too.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, somebody need to do something. They were like, well, why don't you go ahead and start advocating? I was like, I don't know how to do that. But in that midst, I found out that I was also a survivor. And I was like, oh God, we not talking about this. We not talking about triggers and all this other stuff and what is really a safe space and all that. So got into that, then it moved into DV, which is domestic violence, and started advocating for that, started doing the marches, Take Back the Night and all that stuff. And slowly, each time I saw an injustice or somebody being silent, I was like, okay, somebody need to do something about it. They was like, why don't you go ahead and lead that protest, or why don't you go ahead and lead that march, or why don't you come and speak? I got into the autism awareness circle because my youngest is on the spectrum.
Okay.
And I didn't see a lot of Black representation in that space. And I saw a lot of racism in the healthcare space based on that. And I was like, okay, wait, hold up.
I worked in that field. Yeah.
Hold up. Like, why can't you don't want me to get a diagnosis because you think I'm going to be able to pay my bills for $700 a month? How about I just want access to resources for my son? So I saw that and I started talking about that and just kept going. And what led me to school board really is because I was a pissed off mom. I saw the injustice in our educational system. It's just not TPS, but just the system as a whole. Yeah. How we was criminalizing our kids when they was going through trauma. And I was like, okay, somebody need to talk about that. They was like, all right, you do it. I was like, no, somebody else, not me. They was like, no, you should run for school board. And I was like, yeah, I cuss too much. Y'all don't want them problems. Like, nah, I don't know about that. I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah. It's relatable though.
Well, so knock on wood, it worked. So, but it was just like my personal experience as a mom with children in public education and having situations come up and like, okay, I have the resources and I have the tools, but what about those guardians and parents who don't? Like, how are their kids going to be thriving in this education system? So I wanted to make it a fair, equitable game for everybody. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to take this space up, see what shakes. And the whole time I'm going through it, I had to question myself because I didn't see nobody looking like me. You know, this one out there with a face saying, what up, though? Vote for she tomorrow. I'm like, okay, because we're taught certain people do certain things in our society. And very out loud, proud, Black queer woman ain't it, So I was like, yeah, I don't know if they're going to really do this, y'all. Yeah. I don't know. But, I was telling the truth. I was saying we got great things going on in Toledo Public Schools and we got challenges. And we need to address them. So, and that's kind of what led me to run and start the campaign life.
I like that. It's like you've been hustling this whole time and now,
Man, yeah.
And that's one thing I was about to say because when we became Facebook friends, I had to, do my research.
Because at first I was like, who is this? Let me see.
Like, who is this dressed like Bobby Brown?
How many people we know in community containment? I be getting hacked too much.
Yeah, man. Speak, man.
At least you don't get reported.
Like we can't comment. You might get blocked.
You see, I ain't even speaking on it.
So at least you ain't get reported to block.
Might get blocked. But anyway, so I went. I went and did my research,
Okay.
and I was like, "You are in these streets."
Yeah.
I've seen you taking pictures everywhere. Like, so name some of the events that you did and some of the walks and stuff that you did this year that was some of your favorites. Because I was going to start naming some of this. Been a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think every event is different because you get to interact.
I'm gonna try to name some of it.
Okay. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to interact and be around the people that you serve.
Yeah.
I love to be around our youth because as I tell them I'm Dr. Durant's boss, they look at me and I'm hoping they see themselves and then they can take up that space. And you know, you don't have to be your zip code. You don't have to be your struggle. You still can be successful. So I love to just be what our youth are.
Yeah.
You over here.
Yep. See, he already started.
He needs some more coffee.
Right.
No, he probably need to push the
He got his coffee all
away
cold now.
at this point. I think he need to push the coffee
But
away.
yeah, so like, you know, I do all the parades that we have. We have the African American Festival Parade. We have Pride Parade, which is the longest parade I ever been in. It gets longer every year, I think.
What do you mean? You mean like the timing or just the
walk,
distance?
The walk. I'm a fluffy girl.
Oh, the walk.
I'm a fluffy girl. It's a lot, but it's good, you know, because you out there, you seeing people who celebrating inclusivity and, you know, pushing back on the harm and hate that's coming from state and just coming across the country. You know,
I was about to say it looks like it gets bigger and bigger each year
because people
this year looked like it was crazy.
I think people are slowly putting down the Kool-Aid. You know, and as we learn and have access more to this internet stuff and the truth, we started to question like what we talked about. You know, what is this hate? I'm supposed to not like you because of this, that, and the other, but you cool. So let me figure out who's lying. So I think more and more of that's happening now, and people are questioning what they have been, you know, taught for so long and unlearning the hate. You know, so
unfortunately, my biggest thing is like, so I graduated from high school in 2001, right?
Okay.
So it was there in high school. You know what I mean? No, I'm saying it was there in high school, but we didn't make a big deal about it like how they make a big deal about it now, as far as like, oh my God, stay away. You know what I mean? Like they fit in and they was with us wherever we went, how we did it. It didn't even matter. We didn't look at it like that.
Yeah.
But now it's just weird. And the only reason why I was laughing earlier is because you said that you were Dr. Durant's boss.
Yes.
So you get to tell him what to do, right?
Well, I work with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing. You have to have a strong relationship. Dr. Durant is very innovative, and he understands what our youth and our staff is going through, and so he's trying to make stuff accessible that a lot of Black, brown, and children who are experiencing poverty was told they couldn't have access to.
Gotcha.
So I respect that. So if anything, it's a partnership.
Okay, I see him around everywhere too.
Oh yeah, I be trying to keep up with him. I can't do it.
Okay, so the Ohio Women's Leadership Summit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the things.
TPS students represented. The Scott band played.
Okay.
For 500 people.
Yeah.
They was jamming.
That's your bark.
Yeah.
It was help him out.
I didn't go to Scott.
That's all him.
Yeah. That's his thing.
They still mad that
he's an old dog. It's
shut the city down when we had our picnic and everybody was there, including these two.
I didn't go.
He flew the drone. No, I'm just kidding.
You said who went to where?
The Scott picnic?
I didn't go there.
Oh,
y'all had it at a dog park.
I thought they had it at the zoo.
I'm not in this conversation.
Anyway,
I ain't saying nothing.
We done got off topic. Anyway, back to the topic.
The dog park on South.
The Women's Summit, the Scott High School band came.
Yes, and Jones Leadership Jazz Orchestra played.
Nice.
We had some of our young ladies sung the national anthem, the BLAK national anthem, and then we had some of the students do as like greeting. So our WO and MO, which is Young Men of Excellence and Young Women of Excellence.
I was part of them.
I can see that. I can see that, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. You know, it's good leadership skills.
What is it called again?
WO and Mo.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was greeting, and the jazz orchestra got to meet state representative State Representative Marcy Capture, which that's big because they didn't know at first who she was, and I'm like, dude, this is the people that's running stuff. So that was major. Seeing Sherrod Brown, they got to meet Senator Sherrod Brown. So that was something that a lot of our kids are not exposed to. on purpose. And so to have a space like that and have Senator Sherrod Brown understand the importance of including our youth was a big deal. So I had to make sure I represented.
That's dope. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, you got to talk about Pride. How was Pride this year?
Oh, Pride was amazing. I mean,
What was your favorite part?
We shut down the stage the last end, and it was like, okay, y'all, come on, get up there and just turn up, So we did that. And I saw some of my babies out there, some of the babies that I worked with over the years. Okay. That was kind of cool. And I was hurting the next day though. I was
about to ask, is there some footage?
No, it was Big Gay, ibuprofen, Epsom salt. It was all bad. I was like, I knew I shouldn't. She was like, you know better, mama. You shouldn't have been up there. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Rub the icy out on the bottom of my foot.
Yeah, it was bad. I couldn't move the whole day. But it was beautiful, man. It was just like a lot of vendors out there, a lot of resources out there. Okay. I think people are slowly getting understanding that love is love. I hate to be cliche, you know what I'm saying? But like if I can sit there and hate you, why can't I sit there and just make sure I love you and take care of you as a human?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That. So it was beautiful to see our elders to our youth out there, people coming from all over, showing love to Toledo. It's only gonna get bigger and better, you know what I'm saying? It was just dope to see that. And it's to see so many different views of people within the community. Like you didn't have to even be LGBT. I say queer because I identify as queer. I wouldn't recommend y'all saying that, just saying. Okay. But unless that person is, you talking about a person like myself. Like, yeah. Gotcha. So I'll make sure y'all don't get canceled.
Okay. At first I was like, wait, what are you talking
about? Okay, now just for people who aren't educated, what's the difference?
So the difference is queer was a slur used back in the day that was offensive, like the N-word, right?
Yeah, of course.
So you have a movement of reclaiming that space, reclaiming that word, like the N-word, right? I say the N-word, but I'm not gonna say it on here anyway. But
we're a Christian podcast.
Okay, hallelujah.
We're inclusive, obviously.
But so as people use it, some people are unsure where to use it. So if you were like, oh yeah, I know Sheena, yeah, she identifies as queer, you can say it like that, but you can't be like, oh, well, I think that person queer, because then you'll get canceled.
Oh yeah,
you'll get canceled.
For sure.
So LGBTQ plus is just safe.
And not to change the subject.
No,
this is still on the same subject.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
I have a few pet peeves, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you, and they're not bad things. I know that name sound bad, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Things. This is from off the conversation that we had not too long ago. I was telling him one time. I was at the mall, right? And I don't know, she was a part of the community.
Okay.
So it's this beautiful girl coming down the escalator, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, this girl is just, it felt like time just stood still. Like, you ever seen like them old R&B videos where they just like fade out? I'm just sitting up here watching this girl come down the escalator, and I'm like, oh, she is so beautiful. And then she goes to the girl that, dressed like, the girl that's a part of the community.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you see I'm painting the picture.
Bro, why you making this
weird? I'm not trying to make it
This is painful.
This is my story. Y'all wasn't there.
I know, but it's painful.
But I love how you being sensitive. I love that. Go ahead.
Okay.
I give you
you want me to be real or sensitive?
Hey, do what you do.
Do what you keep doing. It's just how you doing it.
I give you an A+ for trying.
Yeah, because these two, see, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm being careful.
Okay.
I play at church every week.
Okay, me too.
And they do too.
I'm a county employee. What?
So long story short, sometimes people that be watching this podcast might know my mom, or they, might be a part of the church and stuff. So then
they know my mom too.
Then all of a sudden,
everybody know your mom.
Then all of a sudden, I'm in like a meeting.
Mama Ray too.
Then all of a sudden, I'm in a meeting like, hey man, I heard about the podcast where you. I'm just like,
got you.
So that's why I be trying to be careful. I ain't trying to,
Don't do
so
that.
Anyway,
do that.
Back to my story.
Go ahead, bro.
This beautiful woman coming down the escalator. Time stands still. All I'm thinking in my mind is, I can't wait to get to school each day. Just playing in my mind a thing that she's coming down the escalator and she goes to the girl. And I'm just
mass presenting. Yes. Okay.
So I'm like, how did that happen? What are we doing wrong? Because I had to, I'm gonna paint the picture really. I had to date a lot of 5s in order to get to 10s. And it's like they come out the bat and they just go straight 10.
I mean, it's more of a relationship.
It's
though.
a comfort.
It's
I
it's
mean, I get that too, but
relationship.
I'm just like, man, y'all have to start with 5s like we did, you know. You
Oh, so
can't just
you
that's
said
my
you
thing,
can't,
like-
you can't pull the baddies because you gotta.
like we had to gradually get there to the baddies.
Who?
It's like they from
Who?
beginning.
Wait,
Me.
is this why you?
This is my story.
I
My
think you-
disclaimer.
Is this,
me.
is this why you grow
This
your?
how-
Is this why you grow your hair? out?
Yeah, that's why you let it.
No, I mean I like the hair that you know.
You grow your hair out for this reason, so you can catch her coming down the elevator.
No.
I think you need to work on your interpersonal, and then you can grow.
I say if it's
And
if
then
it's,
here's my second thing.
if it's radiating off you, bro.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with
Here's
you.
my
I'm gonna be
second-
honest with you. Dave can get.
Bro,
Dave can get any girl he wants.
it's a confidence thing, bro.
Yes.
Okay.
Completely.
You know
So
how,
here's my second
You know how
thing.
young
Here's my-
girls like men with grays. So
Here's my second pet peeve. See, now he's being Charlemagne. Here's my
Yes.
second pet peeve. How do y'all be so creative with
why you say y'all?
because
Right, what do
the
you mean?
community?
What do you mean by you?
What you
people?
mean, you people?
The community. See, now y'all making it hard. Now y'all, see, now y'all trying me now.
them gays.
They doing it now. Now, see, now they
Y'all.
Y'all, what
include
you mean,
all
y'all?
How do you people are part of the community?
It's
don't
just
wanna
like
do that.
saying the N word. What are you doing over here?
Y'all gonna get me
hoodlums.
canceled, and I'm not ready to. I ain't trying to get blocked.
That's why we're telling
I
you
ain't
it's
trying to get put
painful.
in jail.
Bro,
It's painful, bro.
Just
I
talk.
don't need
You on a
none of that.
podcast?
Just talk normal.
The creativity of
Okay.
putting wardrobes together. I
What?
know some of the
It's
best dressed.
It's best of both worlds, bro.
Listen, it's best. I get that. Yes,
It's best of both worlds.
man. I've seen some of the dopest, freshest dressed LGBTQ community,
Plus,
gays, whatever, however y'all want to put clothes together. I got like friends, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and they be dressed. I be like, how did you even
because
think of that? Putting these two colors
they
together.
can go to the men's section and they can go to the women's section.
But anybody can do that. I don't think it has anything to do with.
No, that's the
sexual
time. Y'all born with that.
No,
I mean,
trust me, I'm not.
No,
Bro,
no,
you, bro, you
when
see what
I-
I'm wearing? I'm wearing the
What?
basics.
When
when I say they can
But
go,
you know what I'm saying, though.
But
Am
when
I
I-
wrong?
when I,
Am I wrong?
I didn't get that platinum card, I guess, because I'm not.
I'm just. Am I wrong? No.
I
But
guess.
do you see what I'm trying to say?
no,
No,
she
because,
don't.
no,
You see what she said?
because I know.
Let it go,
It's a secret power. It's like a.
It's a
like
superpower.
It's like an extra sense.
bro. No, it's
It's a
literally
talent.
it's literally best of both worlds. Seriously, like
It makes sense what you said, but it's still a talent.
because like
But you got that world too, though. Why can't you go in the women's section and then the men's section put something together?
because
You
I
don't-
can't find nothing that's gonna fit me.
You need to go to the right stores.
Go to the big and tall.
So like I got like 3 or 4 pair of women's shoes, like Dunks or something, or
Tall and
ones,
medium.
you know what I'm saying? But you know, I wear them. You see what I'm saying? So I shoe game, yes. But
You know-
clothes, no.
Right.
I think you know what I think you need. You need to watch what's that queer eye for queer folks or queer eyes.
Okay. What's that on Netflix?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think you need one of those interventions
That
because
boy's
when it's
scared.
No, I'm not scared. I just don't be want to say wrong words.
So
So
No, you
people
should.
be
Okay,
watching,
listen.
and I be the
So
one
this
that
is what you
suffers.
do. This is what you do. You ask, what word should I use?
Or you say what you say and
That's
then
why I'm trying to
accept
say
the
it
correction.
carefully.
yeah, accept
no,
the correction.
You
I'll
good.
say
Okay, well,
say
I
what you
was,
say and then accept the correction is all it would be.
But I think
You see what I'm trying to say?
once again, it's this is where we have to unlearn, right? Because
Mhm.
you have that it's really a stereotype that gay people, queer people, LGBTQ plus people have this superpower of fashion, and I'm just like, trust me,
That's just me.
they
Y'all
don't.
might not feel that way. I do, because I've seen. I just be like, man, y'all. I see why these cute girls be going. Y'all know how to dress.
I mean,
It's
I'll take
It's
it.
deeper than that,
It's
bro.
deep. They be.
It's deeper than the word.
But I like
I'll-
it. Like I
I'll
said,
take it.
I say pet peeve, but it's not a bad.
Yeah, no, I'll
That
take it
big,
though. I mean,
though.
I trust me. It's not really
See, like their
that for me.
glasses. Like you're not gonna see normal people with that type of style like glass. That's
What?
fashion to me.
normal people.
I'm just saying it's fat. Okay,
So we
never
not-
mind.
we
I'm done
not
talking.
normal.
See, how should I have said that? I'm sorry. How should I have said
I don't
that?
even know because I mean, I thought straight people also need glasses. So
Well,
I know.
He
Okay,
wears glasses.
They making me nervous.
Hey, wait.
That's what
this
it
is the
is.
thing that
Hold on.
normal.
He needs to let him
Hold on, wait a minute.
Let him
I'm
refresh
getting- all
himself.
We're
I'm a-
just ordinary.
I think I'm just
people.
nervous because I'm just nervous. But okay, hold
No,
on.
Listen,
Let's-
did you
let's
hear when
start
they
over.
said just take the
Just
correction?
accept the correction. That's the biggest part about it.
Yeah. Pause.
But you know what though? It's great that you're comfortable.
We're learning.
Yeah, you're comfortable with this, and this is what we need. We need
Yeah.
a safe space to have these conversations so you can unlearn and learn new things.
Okay.
So you're doing good. I'm giving you an A.
So you learning.
So teach because she's a teacher. So
Yeah.
you know,
No, I am not a teacher. My
Not a
mom, my
teacher.
mom's a teacher. I cuss too much, remember? So
Yeah. Okay. So coming from that education household and vibes, you know what I'm saying?
I do consulting though. I do that.
Consulting.
Yes.
Okay.
I do DEI consulting that's on LGBT subject matters. So
Oh,
LGBT subject
Perfect.
matters. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got you.
Yeah. So if I, like I said, now you heard my disclaimer at the front. See how all this comes in a circle. I said
Can
if
you,
I mess things up,
for the audience, can you
Mhm.
break down the abbreviations for LGBT?
Oh, you want me to do the whole 16?
Not the host. Dang, that's like a bar.
That was tough.
So
put it on the track and freestyle it.
You want me to drop
Down
this?
the
I'm
mambo.
about to drop this whole
so
16.
the core letters, if you want to call them
Yes.
that, LGBT. So it stands for lesbian, gays, bisexual, and trans. Trans is a gender identity. LGB is sexual orientation.
Okay.
So it's different. So when people are saying things about sexual orientation, they confuse in transgender or trans identity as a sexual orientation when it's a gender identity, like cisgender, which means that you were assigned and aligned with the sex that you was assigned to.
Okay.
So you was born a male. Doctor looked at you, said, "Oh, yep, this is a male," and you like, "Yeah, that's who I am." That means you align with the assignment that you were born with. Trans folks do not align with that because they were misassigned. So,
Okay.
and that's LGBT.
Yeah.
And then you got the plus, you got the QIAAPIAA2S. So it's a
That
lot.
sounds like Mississippi.
IPPI.
So like on this,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
So my
I'm
other
sorry.
question is, and this is just for educational purposes.
Mhm.
What is the correct word to use if we're just having me and him having a conversation
Mhm.
and we're talking about somebody from the LGBTQ? What word can we use if not using that word to be okay? Because like you said, the word queer has to be used in a certain context. So what word is safe to use? Like if I mean, I know people don't introduce it like that, but if I say, "Hey, David, this is Sheena. She is blase, blase, blase," like, what's the safe word to use for a person not to be offended?
Well, let me ask you a question. If you introduce Nate, would you be like, "Hey, this Nate, he's straight. He got a wife with
Well,
kids."
no, I don't mean it in
Depends
that
on who you're
sense.
talking to.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, if me and him was just having a conversation and you overheard, like, "Oh yeah, this Sheena is this," you know what I mean? Like, what's a word that's safe to say? Like, "Oh yeah, I am." So what? You know what I mean?
So what you would do is use the term that person identifies with.
Okay.
And if you don't know, ask.
Right.
You know, because each word means something different to people. Like, so I use the same kind of concept when some folks say I'm African American, and the other person like, "No, I'm not African American. I'm Black."
Okay.
So I wouldn't call somebody who identifies Black African American because I know that does not fit them.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I use queer. However, I know a lot of people who are my same age do not. And then if you're talking about someone who's a lesbian or a gay male and they're Black and they're taking back that space of Blackness, they use same gender loving, which came out the 90s.
Okay.
Because we saw the movement of the LGBTQ movement and we didn't see ourselves. So it wasn't a space for us. So they said same gender loving.
Okay.
So you will have different people use different things that depends on their age, their region, their lived and learned experience. So as I educated myself, I'm like, well, you know, queer does kind of fit me better than, you know, because my personal pronouns are she, her, they, them. So, but my gender is a cisgender woman. So it just depends on that person, how they identify, what experience they had in life, what they learned. So it's best to just, you know, mirror the term they use. And then somebody question like, "Oh, that's offensive. That's wrong." I'm like, well, to my knowledge, this is how this person using. If you don't know, just use their name.
Yeah, for sure. No, I was just asking, not for me, but just, you know what I'm saying, for people who don't know or people who question it or or asking or are afraid to ask. I mean, to me that's the biggest thing. People don't know. So they give it a name of their choice, and it could be offensive to one person, but it might not be offensive to somebody
And
else.
that's,
So
I mean, if you think about any marginalized group because of oppression, that's any term.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know a lot of different groups that I intertwine with that I can use this one word over here, but over there I might get cussed out.
Mhm.
So I think it's just best to try to use the term that individual used to self-identify
Correct.
and they're proud of, and then keep it moving.
Yeah. No, I get you. It's almost like being called boy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I hate that. Don't call me that.
Okay.
For
What'd
real.
you say, boy?
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
I feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was about to say, I think another thing that happens is this is a whole culture thing now. You know what I'm saying? Just like being black is a culture, how everything changes, and so as part of the culture, it changes sometimes. So like we're still stuck like in 90 words and 90 terms, and now it's like, okay, you can't say what you used to say in the 90. Now you have to say it like, so it's like you have to kind of keep relearning because
I mean, yes, we have
things change.
We have to keep relearning, but we also have to give grace.
Okay.
So when I moved here and I started, having safe places to be myself, it was like, hey, you have to say folks, because it's better than saying, girls and guys or ladies and gentlemen. Say folks. And I was like, well, where I'm from, you say folks, you might get shot.
You might get shot.
So you want me to embrace that, then I go back home and get shot. You know,
deep in Flint right there.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
You say folks, it's deep in Flint.
My grandfather, like being young, our favorite word was like, man, that's sweet. He used to like hate, like, don't say that. Don't say that. And I'm just like, but Papa, them shoes are sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't use that word. And I'm just like, and it never, you know what I'm saying? It never registered because
once again, his experience of life was different from yours. So when, and it goes back to so much history and stigma that we have to learn about, homosexuality and versus heterosexuality. And then once you start really educating yourself and seeing how we use terms now to degrade people in the community, in the LGBT community, it's pretty much the same thing. And no, I'm not going to say it's pretty much, it is a part of white supremacy. Because it's literally making a class lesser than thyself, which is thyself is a cisgender. That means born male at birth or born female at birth. And in line with that, white, Christian, heterosexual means they date or romantically, sexually, emotionally attracted to the opposite sex. Able-bodied means they don't have a disability. Male. And that's the hierarchy. So if I can make you hate someone else and make you fight for a space closer to me, I have won, because now you're fighting them and they're fighting you to get to your spot. And I'm still making all the laws of the land anyway. And so a lot of the things that we see that are homophobic, transphobic, racism, xenophobic, it's all from the same book. All they do is change the players. And we have to unlearn that. And once we start really looking at that and calling the thing what a thing is, we won't be playing that game anymore.
I respect it. See, and that's why it's important, because like I said, it's like, you have to kind of relearn, you know what I'm saying? Because it changes.
It does. It does. I'm going to pivot now to education and talk about my write-in campaign for school board.
All right,
so,
I was just about to ask a question about that. But go ahead.
So I'm going to pivot. So right now, we have laws, and I don't know if you heard about the laws that are pretty much trying to ban trans youth from playing on the sports in schools.
Okay.
Funny fact, not haha, but like really though, and I won't say really N-word, but really though, it's only 13 registered students in the country.
Okay.
And most of the states are trying to attack trans youth. But if you look at the current news, not even history, not even 10 years ago, currently, one of the Olympic racers, I want to say she was from one of the African Olympic racers, just won her lawsuit because they disqualified her because she had too much testosterone, but she is a biological or cisgender woman, but she's Black.
Watch it.
So what they use to say, oh, this is, save the women's sports, quote unquote, they're really disqualifying Black women. And you hear when they talk about Serena Williams and Venus, they look manly. They're too big. They're using the same tactics. We're just switching the players. So now we have to unlearn that and question, like, who is it really going to harm? because every law that has been made will always hurt Black women. If it's going to hurt somebody at the end of the day, it's going to go back and hurt Black women. And we have to protect Black women. And right now, we have to really start looking at protecting Black trans women. They die at a higher rate than Black males. But no one is concerned because we other them. So back to school board. So we have a lot of, right now, it's about 500 different laws across the country.
Jeez.
In the K-12 space that are anti-LGBT.
Okay.
So once again, if I'm playing on a sport and I may be a little bit more muscular, now you as a parent can say, well, Sheena's playing that sport. I don't think she's a girl. I didn't have to go through tests that was including a pap smear, blood work to prove that I was born a female. So what that's going to do, that's going to knock Black girls, really, because they're not talking about the boys' sports. It's only girls' sports, if you notice that too. They're going to knock Black and brown girls out of sports. If you do that K-12, knock them out of sports, that's knocking them out of scholarships.
Yeah.
So if they don't get scholarships, and they, what we do? So it's a big setup, once again, to separate us. But they're using a target of people that they feel that is not supported. And it's been working. So we got to start really challenging ourselves to be like, okay, it's affecting them now, but they gonna come and get us later. So we got to fight now. And so that's what I tried to base my policies and procedures off in school, is to look at the most marginalized student, the most marginalized staff, and how can I help? Because if I help the most marginalized person in our district, I'm helping everybody else.
I like that.
Smart.
Yeah, I try to be.
I like that. But that's important though. Like, man, to see is
We have a couple laws right now, or I shouldn't say laws, bills in Ohio that is going to pretty much defund public education. We have one that's on the books. I want to say House bill. It's 12 of them. So if I don't remember all of them, get at me later and I'll get you the right numbers. But I want to say it's House Bill 206 that is trying to move where they want to be able to suspend a student that is posing a threat. No definition of what the threat is. Up to 180 days.
What?
That's a whole school year. So if you have a student that's have behavioral challenge that has not been diagnosed or overdiagnosed or whatever the case is, or a adult feel threatened by their posture or whatever, now that kid's not in school. So what that kid gonna do?
Yeah, that I know a kid right now. He got into a fight in school, and this is the first time I ever get into a fight. But they said because it caused a scene, he's getting expelled. So that his mom is trying to register him to another school before his hearing, or something of that nature.
Okay.
But for him, it being his first fight ever, getting in trouble for the first time, you know what I'm saying? They expelling him. To me, that's like,
we have to challenge.
That's crazy.
We have to, and this is where I get in trouble at. This is where I get a lot of trouble at, because we have to challenge the actual institution of education. And once we
I agree.
gained our freedom, they made sure it was very unjust. Even though we fought for inclusion, they made it sure that it was still unequitable. We criminalized Black and brown students at a higher rate. And we also criminalize students with disabilities at a higher rate. People don't talk about that number either. And so when you have the stigma that Black and brown students are more violent, usually they get punished hard or disciplined harder. But this is where we have to come in as a community and show up to school board meetings. That was one of the things that I was really disappointed in when I became a school board member. I was like, okay, because that's how I started. I was like coming up to the meetings like, okay, I got to talk to somebody. I'm pissed. But then when I got on there, I'm like, okay, cool. I want people coming at me. I want people challenging my accountability. And the boardrooms are always empty unless we celebrating a championship or something like that. And I'm like, where's the parents? Where's the guardians? Where's the community? You don't have to have a kid that's in our district, but you live in our district. Where are you at?
Gotcha.
All our board meetings are open to the public. All our committee meetings are open to the public. And now you have a way to look and see when their times is. Now I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you and say, is it accessible for folks who work? Not really, but that's why we have live streams so you can watch. And we have ASL interpreters, which means American Sign Language interpreters, and then now we are translating it in Spanish as well.
Is it a real interpreter? Because you know how that be.
Senor.
you know how you had the sign language interpreter. That lady, she was just throwing some gang signs up.
Compton.
No.
I think she was actually.
It's real deal. We provide partner with a service, pay for a service, because we know we have deaf households that are in our schools. And the one thing I always talk about is accessibility. That's what keeps me going.
Gotcha.
If it's not accessible to all, then it's an injustice for someone. So I try to make sure everything how I move is accessible. Nobody's getting excluded from it. So, but yeah, we don't have packed rooms. Less people pissed off, which is great. But also come to hear what we're doing. Also come to see like the challenges that we're facing. We just lost another student, to gun violence.
Oh, wow.
We one of the things that I did that was important to me is I established a memorial process. So when we lose students to gun violence or any cause, right? Any students for any reason, whether it's natural causes or not, we send a personal card to their family. And then they get an honorary diploma.
Wow, that's nice.
So, and the reason why I done that, because when I was losing my friends to gun violence, I had a teacher who would put like a flower on their desk, and when they do the roll call, we'll just do a moment of silence, because she wanted to make sure that she would tell us, like, if you ain't here tomorrow, I'm gonna still love you. And she showed us through that okay, if we get shot, I know that she's gonna like still
that's important.
honor us as a student.
That's important.
And so I wanted to bring that same love, because we are family. So that was important to me.
Okay, to switch it up. Quick, switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
If you can change a couple laws or a couple rules, like you were saying before, like how they got about the sports and all that. If you can change a couple laws, what would you change?
If I can change a couple laws.
Or a couple school rules, or however, they got with the educational stuff. Like, what's some stuff that you would change right now
do we need to redo the disclaimer again before you just?
No, I think we did it the first time. They can if they don't.
So
they don't
should watch it from the start.
Yeah. Honestly, I would want to change how we think about education.
Okay.
In a whole, and that's going to take a lot of different moves. But we think a structured 8 hours is the best for everybody
inside of a building.
And this is coming from someone
with no air.
Bro,
we got air conditioner, man.
Not everywhere.
No, we working on it.
See, now you about to get her down. He talking about I'm about to get her in trouble.
Yeah, no. But no, we got the work. We working on it. We got work orders in progress.
It's election year.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Why we're here.
Give you AC.
This is why we're here.
I'll be like, you know what? No.
Can you change Bowser back to the Rebels, please?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Please.
My daughter is a graduate 2018. She is
Were you a racer or
no.
Oh, you a rebel? All right.
You see that face you made when you said that?
Yeah, they were a racer.
Hey, Mud, hey, hold on. Mud May, can we get a Rebels? Bowser Rebels, not a.
They made one.
Oh, they did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw it.
Yeah,
because they did a Libby Cowboys too.
Yeah. I had.
Where's Libby again? Oh, sorry. I went to Scott.
Here y'all go.
I went to Scott. Anyway,
that's messed up.
It is.
It has nothing to do with me.
It is.
Y'all gonna get me canceled.
See, that's what
I heard.
saying.
Somebody posted a picture. They building another Libby.
No, they're not. They're not.
I saw like a whole campus thing or something like that.
Well, they are building like a sports complex.
Oh, complex.
It's not TPS though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
We actually gave it to the alumni group there, so that's one of the works they're doing.
I bet you my dad ain't liking that.
Okay, so one of the things
moving on.
Right. One of the things was
I
know. One of the things was you said the way we think, the way we educate ourselves.
Yes.
Give me one more.
The food choices.
Oh, that's good. We might have to call Michelle Obama again, get some.
Well, the thing about it, we have an amazing group of student advocates that are in all the schools. Called the Smarts. You don't have to be a GPA, just you being an advocate. I think it's students making something decisions right this second, or advocating right this second. And so they bring topics from each school about they want to address. Mental health was the number one thing, peer-to-peer mentorship, and then some lunch services.
Yeah, right.
And so we have now a new food director who is amazing and working with the kids and listening to the kids. But we're also trying to partner with some of the community partners that we have, like Sonya Organics and things like that, to see how can we start bringing fresh produce to our schools. So that's in the process of working on that right now, making that happen, because we have to recognize that our school district and most urban school districts are in food deserts. So if we want healthier kids and we want them to learn well, they have to eat well. So it's all a part of the whole child. So we have to be innovative. So that's why I'm saying we have to learn differently how we educate. So
my favorite cafeteria day was Thursdays when they had them little Tony's pieces with the little pepperonis on it.
No, we did
chocolate milk.
We did
yellow plastic.
We did Marcos.
Come on, the yellow plastic.
Yeah, I got you.
And they be puffed up.
Yeah,
that little steam come up out there.
Y'all horrible. So I have
I
a
used to
question
steal them
about
mugs.
this, right? So
Come on, man.
2 apiece.
So
Back in the day.
Nope. 2 apiece double milk, some
Hey,
orange.
man, I trade you my milk for your orange juice.
oh, wait.
Bring it back.
It's
TPS right there, man.
My daughter, she's a part of, she's in TPS or whatever. So,
okay.
TPS
proud.
one day I brought her lunch. They made my daughter eat in a room by herself.
Yeah, that's a new rule now. Yeah, that
Why
was
is
my
that?
daughter.
Where?
Yeah, so if your parents bring you lunch, so like the school she go to now currently, if you're not allowed to bring her lunch.
They told me 2 reasons.
But for her, I know the reasons, but my thing is why. So I brought her lunch one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they made her sit in a room by herself and eat her lunch.
Was it during her lunch schedule?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's because other kids can't get what she has. So they don't want her eating in front of other kids.
That's one reason.
I think you need to email the board member about that.
Okay.
That's one reason, but it was another reason.
What was the other reason
for me?
What?
They had, I can't say the school name because
don't do that. Yeah.
They had a situation at one of my kids' schools. One of the kids brought lunch or something.
They had nuts in it or something?
And it was passing it out.
No.
But wait.
I bought my daughter Wendy's.
Or it don't even matter. Because it could be something that another kid could be allergic to. And you sitting next to her eating a cheeseburger, she allergic to cheese.
I mean,
that was random, but okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's why they said for that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Say
but them as kids.
Say you allergic to peanuts
hold on.
and he's passing out peanut M&Ms.
But my daughter's in this happened when she was in 7th grade, and now
my kids are younger, so
yeah. Last year when she would, every time I would take her lunch, she didn't never tell me shit like that. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna bring you lunch today. She's like, no, don't. I said, why? She's like, because I got to eat it by myself in a room by myself. And I'm like, what you mean? And she like, we not allowed. We can't eat our food that is brought to us in front of all the other kids because they can't get that.
Dang, you got to eat McDonald's and ISS.
So we compromised the system, you know. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say it on air, but
see,
you figured out something.
Gotta get people.
No, you know I can't. I actually can.
I'm not gonna win on the fifth grade.
No, because she can't bring lunch. So what I would do was I just get her lunch pail, go ahead and go to Arby's and put her food in her lunch pail, fresh and hot, and take it to school. You know what I mean?
I think you shouldn't have said that.
I don't care now because she's not allowed to do it now at her school she at now.
Can't do it. Okay.
All right.
She can't bring lunch.
These are board questions.
No, them are administration questions.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, is that something the school made up?
It depends on, because each school has different reasons.
Okay.
So it would just be how you want to advocate. I'm gonna tell you, as a parent, you should always question and ask what's the best option for your kid. Now, me personally, once again, it's not on the behalf of TPS board administration,
of course,
but isolating the kid is never healthy.
That's what I was thinking too.
So we have to figure out that, because honestly, while y'all was talking about y'all lunch experience, I was sitting here like, oh, I didn't have that because I brought my lunch every day. We actually made too much money, so I was.
Oh, excuse us, little TPS.
Listen, my dad,
the poorest.
My parents used to bring. I mean, I went to Bowser, so from where we stayed to
Look at
Bowser,
her flexing now too. With the
No, I'm
bother.
saying like my parents would bring me lunch sometimes, or they would give me money
But
to go get lunch.
I was jealous.
Wasn't he
though.
just saying, oh, we had Marcos? He said it like 5 times. I heard him kept saying it.
But
When
no,
we were
no,
talking. We had Tony's while he
That's
was eating Marcos.
that's every Friday.
But see, I was
You know what
jealous
I'm saying?
though.
Pizza day in Bowser.
No,
I've never had
I
pizza every
never
Friday.
made lunch for Bowser.
Oh, you
'cause I
probably was.
always at the
Yeah, he was
airport.
an aviation.
Yeah.
See how he just
Keep that
flexed?
tight, yeah.
See how he just flexed?
Back
No,
in Scott.
Nah, bro, we wasn't eating pizzas. I was flying planes.
Well, back in Scott.
Nigga, I still ain't eat though. That's the point.
Like, I
Hey,
was
man.
hungry.
I was on the bus on the way back.
Back at Scott, though, they used to have this salad bar
Didn't y'all have Subway in there?
in Scott.
I thought
That's
y'all had
probably
Subway.
after me. That's not.
Oh, my bad. That was Jeep. Never mind. I'm tripping.
All right.
Oh wow. Okay.
Anyways,
But I just for the record though, I was jealous of the kids who got free or reduced lunch because I wanted it. I wanted to fit in.
really?
I was the outcast. I would have the lunch pill, My Little Pony. You know what I'm
See?
saying? With the
Yeah.
leftovers in
I
it.
wonder if my sister eat free
But
lunch at her
you eating
job.
Salisbury steak? You
Man,
eat,
I was
you,
eating some
you
chicken
eat-
wings and spaghetti.
Man, and we sit up here with we try to open this plastic
I know-
of Tony pizza
I know she
with the
not
steam
watching.
and the bubble.
I know
Bro.
she not watching. But Anika Brown, do you eat the free lunch at Scott?
You know
You gonna
what?
get her fired. So like, and
Is pig ankle still pork?
no, it's crazy though, because about like when I was in grade school and stuff like that, obviously like at the beginning of the week, my dad would put our lunch money in a wallet in the bottom drawer in our kitchen,
Okay.
right? And that's for the week. And it got to the point where I was just like, man, I hate the fucking lunches up here. So that's when me and Johnny started selling candy.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, to buy your own pizza?
Nah, we was trying to save up to buy a car.
Oh wow, y'all was go get it.
True
at the-
hustlers, man.
Right. I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about that. I was
But we was like doing mixtapes and stuff in school. Like back when I was in Scott,
I ain't gonna
people
tell you
selling mixtapes.
what I was doing in school.
Okay,
I do have a question
that's a
for you,
different
though.
podcast.
I didn't want to go to Bowser at the time.
I do have a question for you, Sheena, though.
What's up?
Why'd you choose Toledo?
Honestly, I think Toledo chose me, and that's real. Like that's not
Mhm.
like no spiritual whatever. But like I said, the first person that called me back because I was looking for a space to raise my kids in a more safer environment. I am a survivor of incest, and I didn't want my kids to be raised in those type of environments. And so I was like, man, I got to get out of here, anywhere I can go. And literally Owens called me back, and I was like, cool, I'm going
Oh, okay, I
to
remember you saying
Perry's
that.
Going to
Bird.
Kansas City.
I was like, I'm going to Perrysburg. I was like, no, shit, that's high. What's next around Perrysburg?
Perrysburg is-
Furburg.
And it was like Toledo. I was like, okay, well, Toledo ain't bad. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go there. And then it's kind of just found me. Like it was just the way things just was set up and how it moved. It was like that's just my journey.
Would you ever move out of Toledo?
Right now I think I still have a purpose here. So
Nice.
you know, as long as I feel my journey is keeping me here, no.
I like that answer.
That's what's up.
Now, favorite pizza place?
Now you talk about the
So-
damn pizzas.
Pizza place here, and then pizza place where you from?
So I don't eat pizza.
You only eat pizza.
I
Cheap.
don't.
Oh, you don't eat pizza?
No, not at all.
I got kids. All they do is eat pizza.
So you never had Geno's?
I have had
No,
Geno's,
you
but I
taking it
usually
too far.
I usually get like the subs or something like
Okay.
that. So I don't eat.
So,
If you see me eating pizza, I'm starving.
you gotta think like
Okay.
once you get pizzaed out, bro.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
I
wrap.
see what
Like
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like
My kids don't even want to eat pizza.
I can't eat hamburger helper anymore. Like I'm hamburger helpered out
Ooh.
from back in the day.
So
I ain't
yeah,
gonna say
does like anybody else have like a food that you grew up on that you cannot eat as an adult?
Hamburger helper and meatloaf
hot
for
dogs.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I am on
Yeah.
I
hot
don't eat hot
dogs.
dogs. No
Yeah,
more.
hot dog.
Glizzy.
I can't do hot dog.
I saw how they was made and I was done.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure, for sure, for sure.
I was done. I was like,
For
nah.
sure.
Mine's
for
hot
sure.
dogs, pot pies,
me. Nah, I eat a Marie Calendar though.
A pot pie? Like, oh, you
chicken
mean,
pot pie.
Yes, Lord, a Marie Calendar.
Hey,
Woo!
how about this? What foods do you eat now that you wouldn't eat as a kid?
olives.
Ooh.
Everything.
Brussels
I-
sprouts.
Ooh, Brussels
I
sprouts.
love Brussels sprouts. though.
Really?
I ain't eat them as a kid. That's a good one. bro.
Man, Brussels sprouts
That's a good
go,
one.
go
All right,
hard.
let's play this or that. Let's play
Okay.
this or
This or
that.
that. Let's do it.
Let's
Okay.
go. Okay. I'll start first.
Okay.
This is gonna be good. Janelle Monáe
hmm
or
Why you trying to do the LGBT stuff?
come on, man. I
Got
wasn't-
your ass.
Hey, hold on, wait. Let me read
Hey,
the question
read
you was
the
gonna
question.
ask. You was gonna ask earlier.
I already asked it.
No, you didn't. What is your top 5 LGBTQ
Oh, I didn't ask that. Yet.
artists?
Oh, that's good.
I don't know if
That was the question he was gonna ask. He just never asked.
Okay, all right. Let's switch the question. I'm gonna switch.
I was giving you my top 5 people I listen to.
Okay, it can be you listen to, and then it could just be celebrities.
Okay, so top 5 people that I listen to that get me through the day is Big Sean.
Oh, I love Big Sean.
Tupac.
Okay.
Yeah.
What song?
Oh, my Tupac
You look
song,
like a Tupac.
man.
You look like a Tupac.
She was raised in Flint. She was raised in Flint. What are you talking about?
It's a couple. It depends on the mood. It depends on what motivation. You
look
know.
like that. I ain't mad at you type. Or California Love.
Yeah, I was thinking California Love.
Mine's Hail Mary.
That right there.
It took her back.
Right straight up in the truck.
Yeah.
So Big Sean, Tupac. Now see, I switched. So it's these brothers that do they do hip hop on violins called BLAK Violin.
Yep.
They came here.
Yeah, I remember that.
They dope.
Yeah.
It gets me where I'm relaxed, but I'm still listening to my kind of music around people who don't understand my kind of music. You know what I'm saying? So
without the words.
yeah, so I definitely vibe.
It's like
to them.
jazz.
Yeah, I do some jazz,
I do some jazz,
so then I go to the extreme other side, like I'll probably rock some like Evanescence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not hip.
They like a grunge rock pop, you
Okay.
know, like Linkin Park. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I know.
So they in that kind of genre,
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? God, then let's see. My stuff bounce all around. You'll be like,
I like
what?
it though.
What
I'm a musician, so versatility is
like it just depends. Like she
that
always,
Big Sean really blessed my heart though.
man, like some of the stuff he be saying, like he got
And
one.
how he say it too.
He's
is
very
crazy.
motivational.
Yeah, I mean, because I be feeling like he got one that I always listen to when I'm like getting down. Because you know, like when you in this space, right, fighting injustices, but also fighting the system.
It's like that
You know
power
what I'm
movement
saying?
type.
You know who else you used to listen to when you in that mode?
Who?
Nipsey.
Yep, I got him.
Victory Lap, that album right there.
Yeah,
My Big Sean album, Skyscrapers.
I like that
Oh,
one. My
that was a
Detroit 2.
masterpiece.
Detroit 2.
oh, what's the one?
I
Detroit
like
2.
Detroit 2 too.
It be like, dang, I gotta remember.
Finally Famous? You think of Finally
No,
Famous?
not
Finally Famous, I think was
no,
the first.
it's where he be like, I'm trying to do is make my city proud. Yeah,
What's
I wish my big homies were here. Yeah.
Is that
that's the one him on the isn't that the one
It's with the Flint Choir on it.
I know, but it's off is it what project is that off of? Is it the one where he it's like a cartoon cover art?
Oh, see, I don't listen.
Oh, okay.
I don't listen to it on my Pandora.
Gotcha.
But like the words he was saying is like, you know, he wishes big homies was here to see him. You know, he's trying to make the city proud. You know what I'm saying? And he's just talking about how he had to keep going. And then, you know, I feel that. Like I wish like some of my people could see me, you know, like they were like, hell no, you an elected official. Like, how that happen, you know?
Yeah,
but to know like I'm moving for them, you know, stuff I mean, I had friends pass away when I was like 14, 15. And I don't mean pass away was murder, you know what I'm saying? So to see where I'm at now, and to be able to change the trajectory for some of those kids in our same situations is beautiful. So when I hear that, I'm like, because it's hard because you can never satisfy everybody. Somebody's gonna be mad at you. You're not doing enough or you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? True. So when you in this space and you have to have everybody watching you and waiting for you to speak, that's something he said too. Like, you know, waiting for me to speak. It's really a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? And to have somebody get it and then like, no, go ahead, keep doing it because you just try to make your city proud. And so for me, it's like not just Toledo, but it's Flint. You know what I'm saying? I gotta still represent because when I was growing up, they used to call us DOAs. So I gotta thrive. I gotta push. You know, so I listen to Big Sean a lot. Like that's my go-to. That's my go-to. Yeah.
Man, I was watching a series. I mean, I know it's TV, but Netflix series, and it was about Flint. Like, they only got like 5. They only had like 5 or 6 cops.
Man, don't watch that crap. Now, so you finna get me out of character.
Real story.
That's what I said. No, that's what I'm saying.
The real
that's
story.
why I said. I know it was TV, but you know what I mean. Like they just made it seem like it was only like 5 or 6 cops in Flint. You know what I mean?
Man, so you talking about the documentary that was on Netflix for a minute?
It might have been. It was a series. It came on. You know what I mean?
So yeah, they had a couple people I knew on there. But anyway,
No,
but the thing about it, when you looking at media, and this is one of the things I want to start educating. Like even when we hear stuff about TPS, think about what we always hear. It's negative.
Mhm.
And I just told you, we just talked about all the career tech opportunities that
Oh
we're
yeah,
doing.
we don't
Yeah,
know.
like
People
all them
don't know about
schools you
that.
named, I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah,
You know
nobody
what
know
I'm saying?
about that.
Like
Yeah.
Scott is over there just, I mean, growing and being
Amazing.
beautiful.
They hate it, but we are amazing.
Wait. Who hates what?
Scott.
We don't
But
hate.
we are amazing.
We don't hate.
Y'all
Scott.
didn't show up to the picnic. Where were you?
Oh, God.
You had nothing to do. It was on Sunday.
I didn't go to Scott.
I was
You
at
know
work.
what?
I was at work.
Half of it. You think all 15,000 people that was there went to Scott?
Listen, first of all, I didn't go to Scott, so I'm not going to go to the picnic.
I tell you what,
President.
I wasn't trying to get no tickets.
Mr. President, now what you're not gonna do is
Wait. So we
you're not about to sit up here. No,
what you saying is
okay.
we supposed
About
to
Eric
go?
Mays in here.
We supposed to go to the
Point of
Scott
order.
picnic?
Yeah, it's to celebrate one of the best schools ever.
I didn't know that's what the celebration.
You're from Toledo.
I didn't know that's what the celebration
part.
was for.
You know now. You can come next year.
I won't be there.
1983 will be.
Representative.
19 will, not the whole 80.
One in the hook part of 9.
Exactly.
See. Anyway,
So back to what I
back
was
to
saying.
the
yeah.
amazing things that
Man.
Scott is doing. The amazing.
Oh, I wouldn't.
things.
Okay,
She was
you
saying
said that.
TPS
Yeah, I was
for
saying like
Okay.
you know.
What has
Okay.
Scott done for you now? Now that you
Look
graduated?
at me. Look at me. That's all I got to say.
No, the
Good
better
answer.
question is what you're going to do for Scott now.
Yep.
We have a lot of. We love to have our alumni come back and pour into
Yeah.
our youth. So
So I was in the band. I want to kind of if I see. So my thing is time with
You
me.
hear that stutter? So
Words. Single father. Work full time. I ain't gonna say my job. Anyway, work full time. Play at 3 churches. And I'm in school right now.
Okay.
Why you sound like a
So-
single mom right now?
The 24 hours go like
Right.
super quick for me.
How you doing
But
in school, by the way?
I'm starting my second little
Second course.
situation. Yeah, second
All
course
right.
right now. Yeah.
Good job, bro.
Congratulations.
We're starting
Yeah,
tonight
yeah.
when I leave here. I'm dedicated.
He's in school for basket weaving.
He got mad.
See how Charlamagne
Yeah,
look. I
man.
told you, Sheeta. Charlamagne shows up.
So what I was saying about media,
Okay. About media,
Yeah,
the
go
bad
bring it
stuff.
back.
They only show.
yeah. So they only show the bad stuff, and so like
Of course,
with
yeah.
the Flint documentary, they ain't gonna tell you the good stuff that people are there doing and thriving, and like the world champion, like she out there killing it, but they ain't gonna show you that. Because they want to make sure people don't know. Like Flint really still don't have clean water, even
Of
to
course,
this
yeah,
day.
yeah.
They fixed the pipe in the streets, but you're responsible for everything in your household. So all those people who own houses are now renters again somewhere else. So Flint is like becoming
That's
a ghost
crazy.
city,
Yeah.
and they're they're gentrifying it now because you can't sell your house, because it's got lead contamination in. So now the city just sitting on property taxes, and people are just coming and swooping it up.
That's crazy.
Insurance messed up all that. Yeah.
So the media plays a big portion about how we literally protect our community. And so that's why it's important to when you see so much. And I actually saw the news when Albert Earl was talking about, like, if you think this is just happening in TPS, you sadly mistaken. And it's true. I worked with kids all over Lucas County. And I had kids going through the same situation as kids going through in TPS. However, it's not going to make the news out there because unsafe areas out there means they got to start paying for more police protection. They got to start doing this. They got to start. So it's a whole history of how media works and portray
for sure.
certain areas to make them more criminalized and more dangerous, so they get less sympathy. And so we got to start pushing back on that narrative. I mean, because right now with the expansion of vouchers, that's to defund public education, and we're drinking the Kool-Aid. So the first thing when I was moving here and enrolling my kids into TPS, like, oh no, TPS is horrible. They got thugs over there, and I'm like, I'm from Flint, first of all, but whatever. But then I started drinking the Kool-Aid to where my oldest son, we did go to a charter school. I was like, man, TPS bunk, let me go. And in that one charter school, it took me 6 months to realize it was a hoax. They didn't have a stability in teachers because they don't have unions usually. And then
I get to that too.
Oh yeah, we gonna get
I seen your pictures. I see
I'm union
love.
proud. Yeah. And so they don't have the same standards, so they don't have to test like we do. So, but they want our money. And when I say that, I'm being real. I'm not going to sugarcoat. They want our money, but they don't want to have the same qualifications that we do. So what they hope you say is, oh, well, I ain't sending my kid to this school because that school is in the ghetto or hood, whatever, or them kids is bad. Guess what? Kids bad everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like kids are suffering everywhere. Kids are experiencing homelessness, abuse, substance abuse everywhere. But when you looking at inner city kids, they highlight it more because they want you to. They want you
They
to do
want
the.
you, yeah.
They hoping you black flee instead of the white flee. It's the black flee, and we're buying it because charter and private schools are hoping that you feel uncomfortable sending your kids there, but they can't give you access to the trades like we can. But they're not gonna tell you that.
Mhm.
We have kids from our from private schools and charter schools actually taking our trade classes,
Come on.
but they're not gonna tell
They
you
not
that.
gonna tell you that.
So, but
Talk
then,
your stuff correct. No, just
but they gonna get you up out of there, and then they gonna hit you with a bill because those vouchers don't cover their tuition. I'm gonna just be real with you. If we're gonna talk about vouchers, we're gonna get into it. But what
Yeah.
they also don't do is they don't take every student. Like my son, who's on the spectrum of autism, would never be accepted in a private school, even though he is very gifted,
Probably smarter than half.
Oh yeah, he gonna be a cult leader, I think. But because they want to pick a certain type of black and brown child,
Mhm.
they not gonna accept all these kids.
Mhm.
So we are really segregating ourselves by buying into something, a system that doesn't work for us.
Mhm.
And so just recently, some awesome advocates with the movement had to assist parents paying off debt so they can graduate from TPS.
Mhm.
Them debts be stupid too.
It was like $10,000.
Hmm.
Stupid.
You know what I'm
Boy.
saying? So we have to do better at pushing back against the media when they're portraying a community or a school or whatever, because it's like, okay, so like the situation, I'm not gonna say the school district, where something happened on the bus, it was aired like that and was gone.
Mhm.
And then I looked at the comments because I looked at the comments.
Oh, of course.
It wasn't really nothing in there like that. It was like, oh, that's horrible. But let something happen at one of the TPS schools. It's like 300. See, you will
Here
do
come
better
these
in
comments.
Toledo.
Yeah.
You will do better in Toledo. So how can we do better in Toledo? How can you help us do better in Toledo? So it's accountability, but also pushing back on the stereotypes that we've been always deemed that black and brown people are more violent, are more uneducated, more hostile. Because I'm in these schools, I'm with these babies.
It was
I'm
the
sorry.
chair.
It was a chair.
It was a chair. And
These microphones, boy.
but you will
Sorry.
see some amazing students, and you will see some hard, dedicated, amazing staff. But they're not gonna show you that because they want you to help defund. They can't defund education without y'all.
Yeah.
So they're hoping y'all do what y'all gotta do and move.
Yeah.
So that's just my spill on vouchers.
I wish it was a way where we can pay more taxes to pay teachers more, because that's always been a forever, like, I don't want to say problem, but a struggle.
It is a struggle.
Because I don't think teachers get paid what they were.
They don't. My mom was an educator. And truthfully, once again, that's also a setup, because if you believe in such a system that's going to produce a better future for your community, why base it off of house property taxes when you know not a lot of homeowners in the area? And this ties all back to the state report card that they grade us on. We always going to fail because we don't have high economic advantages like other suburban areas. So people are like, oh, TPS always getting an F. Well, look at our community. Really, they're grading our community.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about property owners and you're talking about grocery stores, how many parents or guardians working 2-3 jobs?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they're grading, but it looks like they're grading the teachers and the students. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know a lot of people that can do what the teachers do on a daily basis, because I know I couldn't do it.
Listen, man.
I praise them all the time. Like, you know what? Hallelujah, bless you. I gotta go.
Some of the homework my kids be bringing home, I'll be like,
Man,
let me call Nate.
So, so we have to really start challenging the ideal of all that, because it's all a part of, if you have a struggling community, you're not going to have a strong education system based off what they're trying to tell us.
Yeah.
We're never going to get tax dollars like that. I mean, look at,
and that's sad,
we
because
don't
they
even
keep
have
building
enough
the same streets over and over, and there's money we be wasting.
We got
can
36 car wash now.
36 what?
Car washers.
Car washes?
How you went around counting them?
No, but every time I go somewhere, okay,
Strategic. He just-
I told you I'm a county employee. So
Okay.
yeah, we're just gonna leave it right there.
Okay.
Me too. Sadly, me too.
I drive a lot. So
Okay. So
but yeah, every corner it's starting to be more car wash than barbershops. And I feel like that's something that we don't need. I feel like that can go towards education.
But do you know why though? I could tell you why, but I want to see if you know why.
Money loader.
Take that from my book.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why, because I know a lot of people who have their own detailing business. So
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know why they building car washes the way they build car
Think
washes.
about the areas that they are in and how accessible they are to downtown.
But they all the way out Secor though.
It's all about gentrification.
Mm.
As people come in and out of town, they need some businesses that's going to capture people going out of town. The reason why traffic, and I love to watch traffic about 4 or 5 o'clock. You see so many people going to Detroit and then going to Columbus,
Yeah.
and that's because nobody really. And I remember they was talking about a certain entity where you can
I
gamble.
like that the word entity.
It was like, oh, it's going to bring jobs here. You should support it. And I was like, I'm from Michigan.
It's gonna be huge.
And the other entity in Michigan didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so what's funny is most people I know who work at this entity do not live in Toledo. They live in Detroit.
Yeah, they do. They do. I already know. Yeah.
And
now that you
so-
say it, I know what you're talking about.
So where is that all that job development and all that stuff? So then as you get it moving into, they're building the quicker expressways to downtown. They started trying to build up downtown, and a lot of people can't even afford it now. I mean, if I get
listen.
one more parking ticket, I gotta pay in 2 days before it becomes $24.
Talk about how much them lofts are down there.
Exactly.
Jesus.
So when they're doing the car washes, when they're doing, housing and all that, it's not about the future of the people who are in the community already. So this is why we have to literally fight for education.
Fight for education
'Cause
in
they're
our
gonna-
community at this point.
I'm telling you right now, people don't realize in Inkster, Michigan, there is no public education. It's all charter schools.
Mm.
So guess what? Once again, if your child don't fit the mold for that charter school, where your child's going to go?
Homeschool or
You got to move.
online.
Exactly. So it's all intertwined. When you talk about gentrification, white supremacy, public education, all of these things are intertwined. The justice, system, all of it, and they're banking on us selling out our own people, and we do that by not protecting the youngest person ever.
And that's the kid.
Because these kids are just as scared of walking around this community, of this gun violence,
Yeah.
just like we are.
For sure.
But they got to actually go through it to walk to the park or go walk home. We get to drive through it. So then we yell at them for picking up a pistol, but we not protecting them because we calling them thugs. So it's like, and I know how that feels because I was that child.
There? You from there?
I was that child. Like, you want me to call the cops so they can come and rough me and my friends up? You want me to tell my mom and dad so then I can't go out and play? So what do? I do what the environment tells me to do. Protect myself by all means. Whether that's getting into sports, staying out the way, or picking up a gun. Because we're not giving our kids real options out here, but we're blaming them for the tools that they do have. And that's why we are seeing these young kids increase and using gun violence and community violence. This is nothing new. And I hate when people be like, oh, these kids nowadays. Y'all just didn't have access to guns like that, but y'all did the same rowdiness that y'all.
And we didn't have this media.
I'm about to say the
phones
internet and stuff like that.
Yeah, because if I wanted to catch you, I had to wait to school on
Yeah.
Monday.
You had to threaten somebody first, I
had to either get my bike and ride to your house and hope you can come outside.
See me at the park, big fella.
Right. But now it's constantly. Now I can tell you, right there after school, I don't like you.
Now it's on Twitter. Now everybody, the
Yeah.
whole school see it.
Yeah.
Now it's a fight. It breaks out over the whole school.
We had cell phones during
And then they
9/11. We
expel-
actually know who did it.
Then
Oh
they
my God.
expel. Then they expel the kid because they drew a crowd. Yeah, because it's all over Twitter
I mean, and we
Oh,
have,
you mean X?
yeah, it's X. Yeah.
or whatever it's called now.
No, I'm just saying. I'm being. I mean,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
it's just
One more thing.
Go ahead.
Oh man,
Well, before
they're thinking about.
oh,
go ahead.
What,
I want to know what you think about this law that they're thinking about doing.
Which one?
I heard about it. How they're thinking about like when kids go to school or certain times cell phone usage on like social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you hear about that? They're trying to change to where anybody that's like under the age of 18, your phone's pretty much
Oh, you gotta
lock.
turn your phone in.
I think they lock at a certain amount of time, like either where you're in school or either when you out after school or
That's
something. They were
actually
talking
illegal. Unfortunately, it's illegal. I'm saying unfortunately because we do know a lot of the mental health, the fighting is because of access to like real time, whatever. But also we have to be real and ask once again the question why, because these are state officials
about.
and government and Congress people doing it. Why are you doing it? Because the kids are learning about the lies that they're telling.
Wow, that's deep.
Because they end up Googling.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have right
Now they're trying
now,
to cover everything.
you have a group of 18 to 22-year-olds. You're going to see it. I want to say this. Also, I'm going to start putting some stuff out, as far as election. November 7th, we have to vote yes for reproductive rights. So what they're scared of is they're fighting for their access. These Gen Z, no, I don't know, alpha babies, whatever, 18 to 22 years, they is ready. They is like saying yes to diversity, equity, and inclusion, yes to reproductive rights, yes to public education, all these things that they want to try to dismantle, and they're voting at a higher rate. They're getting involved. They're running for office. That scares them. So if we can cut them off before they get this information, then
That's what we're gonna try to do.
I mean, okay, so y'all, well, except you, I think you younger, you a lot, yeah, you about my daughter age, but still, you still in there though.
Right.
How many of y'all learned that Christopher Columbus was a great guy, and we believed that for how many years?
My whole school year,
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest. I was different. I never did.
You never did.
No.
But I bet you had to do the whole replay
research and all that.
No, the replay of it and do the little coloring the turkey in and
Yeah, I never did that.
Yeah, 'cause they used to make Thanksgiving and they used to make
Columbus Day
Yeah. like a huge thing. Like
Yeah.
he discovered America.
I always thought Columbus Day because I lived in Ohio.
Oh, because Columbus, Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could see that.
We don't have a button. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
Hey, no, seriously. Like, okay, so
Stop the cap.
we gonna be real. Like at school, like I really wasn't really intrigued by that. I feel like I was a little bit more intelligent and I didn't need to be there.
Oh, so we was dummies. Okay, so but
No,
the regular public school people like
what
you.
what I'm saying
Very
is
nice.
it was not challenging for me. So I probably couldn't tell you half the shit I learned back in school.
He's one of those students where the whole time the teacher's teaching, he's like, she don't know what she's doing. That ain't how you do that. Like he already knows how to do it.
I wasn't.
Well, my
I
kids
wasn't.
like that.
I wasn't
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
right.
But it just wasn't intriguing. It wasn't nothing that stood out to me. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's crazy because
I couldn't even tell you about the coloring of the turkey.
So Columbus Day.
Yes.
They used to teach us how this was just celebrated like crazy.
Yes.
Then we come and find out, like, wait a minute.
He was a very he was a murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all
Yes.
stole America,
Yeah,
basically.
he literally wiped out a lot of native tribes and lands, and it was just. And so now that I have relations with folks who are on reservations and native folks, I'm like, dude,
They tell you.
dang, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, man.
but that's what they're scared of, is that we start learning the lies. I mean, okay, so one of the most interesting facts that I learned, it was mind blowing to me. So the Gap Band, right?
Okay.
You dropped a bomb on me,
Yeah,
baby.
Charlie Wilson.
Yeah. That was actually talking about the whole Black Wall Street, and they grew up around there.
Oh my goodness.
And Gap Band is
Dropped the
the
bomb?
streets, the three streets that it circled. And it was the
Whoa.
biggest song. And I was watching some documentary, I can't remember. And it was the biggest song.
You was watching African, I know because I seen that.
Yeah, and I
that
was like,
music documentary
yeah.
about the rights and
Yes,
that they were having in New York.
Yeah, and I was like,
I'll be I'll be on that music stuff.
and I was like,
I'm
wait a
telling you.
minute. And then I started trying to research the music around that time about how they was telling us Black history and true history, but they had to hide it.
Because I never even knew that this existed until Questlove came out with these documentaries.
Yep.
Changed my The whole time the Wall Street was happening,
A lot of people
they
don't
had
know
the
about
Black Wall
Elvis.
Street had that history thing going on.
We have so much history that is now being uncovered.
Yeah.
Whether it's enslavement.
Like Juneteenth and
I heard Rosa Parks didn't even have to sit on the back of the bus.
Well, she wasn't the first. She wasn't the first.
I heard she wasn't the first though.
Yeah,
I knew she wasn't the first. She definitely wasn't.
I heard
the
like
first.
2 or 3 days before somebody had just did that.
It was a young lady, and I can't recall her name. She was not the best person to lead the movement because they felt she was a teen mother.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Oh, so it was a setup.
I'm not gonna say all that. You say all that. I ain't gonna say all that.
I sound like Cedric on the barbershop.
But we have to like.
I was gonna say a fucked up joke. Say they caught Rosa on the side of the street. Was like, just sit in the front. They say you can sit in the front.
Just do this for this one time. Just do it for one time.
No, I think they even said something about that though.
Yeah, we're learning now.
Yeah.
We're just now learning so many different facts about our history, let alone anybody else's history that's been on this land. I'm getting more involved in Asian American and Pacific Islander history on this land because they erased them too. You know what I'm saying? It's just
you be learning stuff and you be like, man, you mean to tell me
exactly. It was, and then the sad part, I'm learning through TV, like entertainment. So I'm watching this show called The Warrior that's on HBO. It's Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon Lee.
Ooh,
and
it's
dope. It is dope.
It sounds like a good show.
And it's really he wanted to do it, but they took it and tried to do it with that one white dude. I can't remember his name. Okay. It was like he supposed to have been doing China, like Buddha stuff, and they supposed to gave him the show. I'm a Bruce Lee fan, so anyway, so I'm kind of still irritated about that. But so she really brought it to life and is authentic to the culture and the history of Chinese immigrants when they first got to this land, and it's set in the Western time. It's amazing, but what I'm learning is so many historical facts that I never saw in my history book. At all.
That was never even taught to us
at all. I mean, and then I'm learning about the Mexican and Hispanic movements with the Black movement. But I'm turning back to LGBT stuff now because this is one of the things that I always fight against when people be like, "Oh, well, you're not fighting for Black people because you're fighting for gay people," and I'm like, "Do you know your pioneers of civil rights were a Black gay male?"
I heard about that.
Yes.
I went to a wedding. One of my friends.
He was there?
No, he's Pat.
I went to a wedding. He be throwing me off. And she had on the tables like Black history of a lot of people that was a part of the community.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I mean, you had poets, singers, activist people. It was just a lot of
Yeah, and people don't realize that Bayard Rustin was the pioneer behind the March on Washington, the famous "I Have a Dream" speech. He and Randolph organized it, but they erased him because he was openly gay Black male. Well, openly gay actually, because it didn't look good for the movement. And so when people be like, "Oh, you," I have been told I'm not Black, and I'm like, bro, I'm Black first.
Right.
But to see the history, yeah.
Do you be telling them, do you know I'm from Flint? Don't get no blacker than Flint.
No, you know what?
Flint is almost New York.
No, it's not.
Flint is here. New York is here. Flint is like right there. Flint is rough. Flint ain't rough like New York.
No.
See, he ain't from Flint.
I ain't gonna comment on that.
How did you even get?
But what I'm saying is like we are now learning the truth of so much, and I think that's why they're trying to take away TikTok. Because all that stuff. Because if they really care about our kids' mental health, they will make it accessible. If they really wanted mental health to be the topic and for our youth, they will make sure they have therapists.
See, now I think of it differently now because I was one of those ones that was thinking because I heard it on the radio. They were talking about it on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show where some of these states is trying to make this a law to change kids getting on social media at certain times and stuff like that. And they went around the room and asked like what people thought. And some people was like, I think it's a good idea because kids don't need to be on their phones while they're in school and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now I think differently now because what you're saying is making a lot more sense of why would you do this?
I always question.
Yeah.
My dad and my mom always, even though I used to get whoopings when I questioned them, but they made sure I questioned stuff.
So your mom was an educator. Let's go back real
Yes.
quick. What did your dad do?
My dad was a retiree from UAW.
Oh, so now, okay.
Yes.
Speaking of UAW, let's
Yeah.
switch it around.
Yes.
Because you're showing up
Yes.
showing up. I seen you. You're
Yeah.
showing your face everywhere.
I gotta show up for my family, man.
You letting these parents that's working in these factories
Yeah.
and working in that got the unions and not getting treated right by these people making
Yeah.
all this money.
I mean,
Let's talk about it.
I show up for injustice. If it's an injustice, I'm there because I want to make sure that they know that I see them, I hear them, and I support them. But to know my dad would have been out there, he probably would have drove down there if he could have. You know,
Yeah.
like they have a strong, I don't want to say sister or brother, they have a strong familyhood.
Yeah.
That I was raised in. Like, you know, my dad and his friends was all retirees, but I saw it once.
As fighters.
Somebody gets sick, they coming over there. You know, they
Yeah.
going to the hospital. They take and
It
clean the
makes
house.
sense of how you are now. The
Yeah.
educating and the fighting.
Yeah. It was together.
It was together.
together.
It makes sense.
You know, I was
Yeah.
raised in a household where you can be educated while cussing people out and doing good stuff.
What they say is sin you, not on you.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, so it was definitely a must that I get out there and show solidarity because, you know, that's family. You know,
Yeah.
they helped my dad when he, you know, was sick, helped his friends, you know, because that's what the union do.
It's family.
Yeah.
It's family.
They ride hard. Trust me. You don't want to mess with the union people. They ride hard.
I mean, I seen bikes. I seen people like they was
Oh
ready.
yeah.
They ready.
It was a beautiful solidarity. I am always upset that we have to fight for just equal pay and what's earned. I know people don't feel that way, but when you're talking about the CEO making that much money, and then you know what I'm saying, like, come on,
and inflation not going down anytime soon.
So once again, we have to unlearn. We have to unlearn who we getting mad at. So we sitting here arguing with each other, arguing with the workers for going on strike, but we not saying nothing to the CEO
that's sitting at home comfortably somewhere in Florida.
I'm
Who's
not gonna
trying to
lie.
live here?
I went to Bassett's today, and so I got some vitamins or whatever. And he was like, I asked him how much it was. He's like, hold on a second, let me take off the inflation. And I'm just like, what? And he literally marking them down. It's like, no, it's getting marked down. We don't do inflation here.
Man, the way gas prices, I'm ready to walk.
I ain't complaining about gas prices no more. I saw.
Yeah.
I was watching
Tesla.
No,
gas gonna be gas.
It's coming.
No, but I was I'm not supporting anybody that supports white supremacy. But then there's a lot of things I wouldn't support, so I probably wouldn't have anything anyway.
Practically everything.
Yeah, I know. So I said, like,
I'm with you.
Good luck.
I was like, the things I don't know, I won't support.
All right.
But no, I was watching Good Morning America, and they was talking about the gas prices, and it was like $6-7, and I was like, yeah, I ain't complaining. I'm gonna put this 10 in my tank and call it a day.
Yep.
Like,
jiggle the nozzle.
Get that membership little 5% rollback.
I tell people, call me back when gas go down.
So I'm gonna pay gas for my points real quick.
Hey, listen, I picked up the gas pump. Gas started coming out already before I put it in my.
I call that the blessing of the Lord.
No,
it's getting wasted.
It's getting wasted.
It wasn't inside the tank.
Yeah, it wasn't inside the tank. Got all over my shoes.
Man.
All right. So campaign talk.
I was going to ask you. I have a question for campaign talk.
Go ahead.
What is your biggest obstacle while you're running for campaigning? Well, while you're campaigning, excuse me.
Well, this time my biggest obstacle would be educating people.
That's where I come in.
They educating people.
That wasn't me.
Sorry. Educate people.
Yeah, I got you. Educating people, they have to write me in.
Okay.
So I'm a write-in candidate.
I've been seeing that all over.
Yeah,
Facebook.
I'm trying to get it out there. Yes, I'm trying to get it out there. We're gonna do tutorials on how to do that. Because life was life, and I missed the deadline by 18 minutes. Okay. So I know this is important to keep going because I could have been like, okay, I'm done, whatever. I didn't make it, but I know what's at stake. I know right now, like the governor just took over the state school board. So the people who like govern us, they just got taken over by DeWine. So which is not good at all. So I know they need somebody that's going to be in there unapologetic and fighting. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and do it. So just educating people to do that extra step to protect public education by writing me in.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the challenge, I think. Besides that, we're going to just be out there. We're going to put that work in.
When does voting start to to write you in and all that?
So you can do it 3 different ways. You can do it by vote by mail.
Okay.
And that's actually should be beginning anytime soon. I don't know the exact date for vote by mail, which I should know, but I know early voting begins October 11th.
Okay.
You need to make sure you are registered and everything's up to date by October 10th, so you can vote by November 7th.
Okay, so November basically is the
but you want to look, because some people don't realize they haven't voted in 2 elections and they actually lost their rights to vote. They scrubbed them off the voting list. So you go to register to vote. I mean, go to vote, and like, oh, you can't.
Yeah.
And now they made it difficult for college students and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, like people in jail too. I heard they be trying to
So they trying to literally make sure that we do not get any rights.
We just passed a bill about that.
Was it a vote on 2 or something like that? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the vote where we had to vote yes or we would lose our voting rights or something like that. What was that?
I think it was number 2.
Okay.
I seen the
that was last year?
This past year?
This
year.
Just recently.
It was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I kept seeing Nosy Neighbor kept talking about it, voting on issue 2 because they were trying to take our rights from.
It was just the right to vote.
Right to vote. Yeah, something like
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta remember. It's so
a million
much.
of them.
It's so much.
Somebody said issue 1.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. I'm like, only one I remember issue 1.
We got the number
because it was no on 1. That's the only thing I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, issue 2. I don't know that one. I ain't gonna speak on that one.
Oh wait, we had I'm sorry, people in the comments, but I'm gonna read the top one where it says Jessup Scott.
Of course, you would read that one first.
Right, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing he saw.
Issue 2 is basically the threat on our 17-year-olds' long-standing right to vote in primary elections.
Okay.
17.
Yeah.
Was there an issue 1? Somebody said issue 1.
Issue 1 was the reproductive rights, where they were trying to pretty much ban abortions here.
Yeah.
Oh no, we weren't. No, it wasn't that. It was
number 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
And see, that didn't even get enough play because issue 1 came out
so serious.
Yeah.
Well, I saw nothing but issue 2. I didn't even know about.
I didn't know about issue 1 either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I did.
And see, that's what we got to do.
Because I went to Scott. No.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to say that.
But that's why we gotta do better, because right now
that made you look so bad.
I ain't saying. I just kept talking.
She said it was the
timing. It was the timing.
She trying to blanket the hell out of that.
Sorry, it was the timing. We're moving along.
It's like,
over top. Spoil real quick.
Please, Sheena.
But that's why it's important to vote yes on issue 1 now, because what it's really going to set it up for is folks to have access to their healthcare choices. Is going to negate how people choose to have their families, and it's going to then, if we lose that right, a lot of young folks are going to leave Ohio. Therefore, it's going to be even worse. So voting yes is more than just reproductive rights. It's really a future for Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we should vote yes. Also, yes, not saying yes or no, but issue 2 is the marijuana passage for it. So
issue 2 is.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they say? Didn't DeWine or somebody say as long as they in office, we'll never get it?
That's what they said, but that's why they're trying to stop young people from voting.
Start voting.
They're trying to raise the age to what, 20? I would say 22, 25 or something.
It's at 20. Yeah.
They were trying to raise it. Oh, somebody got it. Look, they up in there. Yeah.
You can't click the link when you do it.
That's one of your campaign. No, I'm just kidding.
I guess like watch this and add stuff in there. But yeah, like it's really important.
Thanks, Leah. Voters in Ohio reject GOP-backed proposal that would have made it tougher to protect abortion rights.
Yes.
No on issue 1.
Yep. So now it's yes. So yes for rights. Just remember yes on issue 1.
Okay. Another campaign question.
Mm-hmm.
What are the...
No, go ahead. Nope.
No. You have something to say. Go ahead. No,
I don't.
Hey, come on. You
no,
sure?
I don't. I was going to ask her why is her coffee cold, but go ahead.
Oh.
Because
she's an iced coffee drinker.
I'm gay, so we all drink cold coffee. No, I'm
See, he's doing well.
He was like,
that's
really?
what he get.
No, it was what she did was I'm like, why? I'm like, why'd she even do that? You know what I mean?
So my campaign question
Okay.
is, what are some of the success that you had so far while you've been in office or in the seat?
Well, I will start with the beginning because
Okay.
I think it's a success. I mean, for me and for Northwest Ohio. So I made history here.
Okay. Talk good stuff. Let them know.
So I was the first Black woman who identifies LGBTQ.
Make some noise.
To
You gotta make some noise for that. One more time. I'm sorry. That's history.
That's history.
That's history.
To run and sit in an education seat. I'm also archived in the Library of Congress.
Wow. Yeah, come on. That's a flex. I don't know too many people. I met one. The first one. Sheena's the first person I ever met. This. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was actually a prank when it was reaching out to me. I didn't think it was real.
Really?
Yeah.
See? That's how it's gonna be when I get my Grammy. I'm thinking it's playing around.
Yeah. But I have also pushed for, like I said, we have ASL interpreters for our board meetings. We have now Spanish interpretation for our board meetings.
Nice.
We're looking at mental health. We are taking the approach of mental health awareness a little bit more serious. And implementing response to gun violence and the impact of gun violence. We passed a resolution talking about access to mental health services with Students Demands Action and Mom Demands Action, which is both national orgs that are gun violent prevention organizations. We have the most inclusive, I would say, dress code policy in Northwest Ohio. So my thing is intersectional. How can I make sure that we don't criminalize our students? How can I make sure we support our staff? What do that look like? I think one of the biggest success that I did, or our team, I should say, our board and our team did, was navigate COVID. That pandemic, nobody could prepare for that.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Tough.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But we did the best that we could. And we learned some challenges that we had to definitely address. And my things was the food insecurity that many of our students faced. The access to technology was a big one. So we did put Wi-Fi
online. Yeah.
We did put Wi-Fi buses in some of the economical housing, so kids could have access to Wi-Fi. We did make sure they had hotspots. So I think that was a success, even though a lot of people was pissed off. But I feel, our staff and our students were supported to the best of our abilities at that time. And so I am proud of what we did. We always do better, but I want to say that we are looking at, so my thing is more like mental health, social awareness, social wellness, and all that things, because that's my background in social work. I'm an informed trauma care specialist. So most of the resolution,
you be everywhere. You just do a lot of stuff.
I'm a little bit here and there. So most of my policies and procedures or resolutions that I pass are more towards the well-being of our district. What do that mean? That means social, emotional, and physical. How can we make sure we are protecting our students and stuff from gun violence without criminalizing the same ones we're trying to protect? You know what I'm saying? So those things like that. I am working on trying to build a student success center. And I'm putting it out there because I want the community to pressure us to do it. Okay, this is what we do.
Okay.
This is what an advocate do. I'm like, I need the pressure so we can do it. So the Student Success Center will be for the students who are having challenges, the ones who are getting in fights, the ones who are bringing weapons, whatever. And they can't really stay in our schools, or they get kicked out a lot, because what I know is a lot of kids react to their situations.
Yeah.
And so we kick them out. There goes the school prison pipeline we're building for them. So this place will serve as an academic brick and mortar place for 4 hours, but we're talking about also mental health, therapists, social services for them and their family. Their family will have to buy into this contract with us.
Yeah.
We want to keep your kid here. Like I said, it's a bill that's trying to kick the kid out for 180 days. So we're trying to make sure that doesn't happen, because we know you lose contact hours of education, you're increasing your likelihood for juvenile or prison system. So we're trying to build that so that way the student won't lose that contact hour, but also get other services that may not be accessible to them and also to their family. So that's one of the things I'm actually having motion now.
That is dope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I wish we had stuff like this when we was younger. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
think about like our surroundings now. You know what I'm saying? Like the violence is just getting
Hmm.
bigger and growing
bad.
faster. So like if we can reach these kids sooner,
Yeah.
then like you said, to where you out of school for 180 days, you ain't got nothing to do but to walk around the streets.
Yeah, especially if you
find
don't
some-
have a household that can support you the way you need to be supported.
Yeah.
I had I want to say the Cosbys, but I had my mom, and we was middle class.
Yeah.
We took trips to California. You know what I'm saying? We had 2 cars, we got 2 houses. So we was the rich family in the neighborhood, actually.
Mhm.
And partly because I had both of my parents. That was one thing that was unusual to
Yeah.
everybody that had both of my parents.
Sure.
It was only 2 of us in the neighborhood. But I still literally was submerged into the environment.
Product of your
Yeah.
environment. Yeah.
I was submerged into it, hanging around, gang affiliated. I'm not gonna say everything else because you don't tell what you do, but
Right.
I did. Look, I'm an elected official.
You gotta write a book. You gotta write a book now.
I like
You gotta write a book.
But I still, even though my parents were always at every place, I was in martial arts, dance, but I did all of that. But still, at the end of the day, I was out there kicking it with the fellas. Like, what's up? And so they can't always blame the parents. My parents didn't always know what I was doing. They thought I was riding my bike to go play basketball. And so we have to look at the environment that we create and give the tools to the environment to help the kid. So that's what I'm trying to do.
I like that. That's nice.
I'm trying.
That's very important too.
But I can't do it if I don't win my re-election. So I need
y'all
you
gotta
to
write her in, like you said.
write in Sheena
in.
Barnes for
Sheena
TPS.
Barnes for TPS.
Yes.
Let's play another round of this and that, and then we're gonna talk Gala Talk because
Okay.
I heard that.
I'm ready.
And with all the campaign that you mentioned, when you do the red carpet, make sure
Please
you tell
do.
Jennifer
Yes.
Okay.
who you are, what you're running for. Tell her
Okay.
to make sure we writing this in because we, play the red carpets and put it on YouTube. It
Okay,
reaches
yeah.
some people too. So
For sure.
this or that, Brandy or Monica?
Ooh. I like Monica. She kind of hood.
Oh,
She got that's my girl. She get nuck if buck if you nuck, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Little Kim or Foxy Brown?
Little Kim. All day.
Okay, I like that one.
Does it
I
always
like
have
that
to be
one.
music, David?
Oh, okay. we can-
Yeah, just switch it up.
okay,
Switch it up.
hairstyles.
I got a fade. What is you talking
Hair-
about?
Hairstyles.
You never know.
Okay.
Genuine or Dr. Durant?
Let me
You gotta choose.
let me drink my tea on there.
See, I was gonna ask that earlier when you said you was his boss, but I left it alone.
Stop the cap.
That's why I said what I said. I'm like, so you his boss? Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna drink my tea.
Yeah, I
You gotta
wanted
choose
to.
one.
I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Oh God.
All right.
What is that? No, I'm just like,
Okay. You said let's do more. Okay.
she didn't answer the question.
We're gonna skip. We're gonna
Next
skip.
question.
Yeah, because of the disclaimer,
I know,
we're gonna
yeah.
skip.
Next.
We're gonna skip. Okay. He was over here.
Give us an initial.
Blink once if you think it's no. I'm just playing. But, okay. All right. Let's switch.
Thank
okay.
you for asking that question.
Mm-mm.
No, I wanted to, but
Woman King or Black Panther?
So my daughter gonna give me the look because I haven't watched Woman
you see
King
what she
yet.
got
Man.
on.
Oh,
You
you
watch-
gotta watch
She
it.
been
I'm
telling
pulling it
me.
up.
She been telling me
I'm pulling it
forever.
up.
Viola. See, that's
watch it right
it's a
now.
tie to me. If we were yeah,
Pull it up.
See,
You said it's a tie?
for me, yeah. Because Viola. Viola.
Okay,
I
but wait,
love the
Which
clips.
Black Panther though?
it gotta be
Both of
one.
them.
No,
Did you see two?
Yeah, I saw
the
two.
second one.
Two was disappointing.
two was
What?
Yeah.
Two was a
bro.
memorial.
I don't. Yeah.
It was.
It was him.
But we needed it because we didn't
I
have
was
it.
hurt. I didn't even watch.
I was
the trip.
crying.
No, bro.
Yeah,
Too
it
many
touched me.
too many unnecessary deaths happen. in
But
that
it
movie.
was giving you, it was reopening the trauma to mourn Chadwick.
Yeah, it was.
You know
But
what I'm
Okay.
saying?
That's
So-
all.
Mama died.
That's what I'm saying. That's all
Angela
we
Bassett
needed.
or
We didn't
Viola
need-
Davis. Let's just do it that way then. Angela Bassett or Viola Davis.
Oh,
Angela
you-
Bassett.
You wrong though.
Can we pick? Oh, that's
Wait,
yours. Angela.
in what context?
Actress.
Angela. I
Angela
mean, man,
Bassett.
they both got range though. And see, Viola, people sleep on Viola.
Viola.
Dang.
Yeah.
See, the only difference is Viola. She some days she cute, other days she just look hideous.
No.
We're talking
She-
about acting.
she's always-
I know.
Wait.
That's what I'm talking about. In some of the movies, she be looking crazy. Other movies, she be looking.
That's acting
Okay.
though.
I
Okay.
know.
Let's
she
stay
might
actress.
Be like that in real life.
Oprah Winfrey or Whoopi Goldberg?
You said acting.
Actress. Oprah Winfrey or Whoopi?
What movies has
Color
Oprah?
Purple.
I will say Whoopi.
Color?
That's it though.
No,
No, she did a couple.
I like
movies.
Sister
Yeah,
Act, so I'm gonna go Whoopi because
Whoopi got
Sister Act.
range.
so I'll say
Sister-
Whoopi
yeah.
and
See, I go
Burglary.
back.
Whoopi.
I go,
Burglar.
Jumping Jack Flash. That's
Oh,
that's the
yeah,
old.
you
Yeah,
back there.
yeah.
You
So I go
Richard
Whoopi.
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is a Made in America she was into?
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I like that
So
one.
I go Whoopi all day on that one.
Sure, Whoopi.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. All right, y'all got any of this or that?
You
Since
you
I-
you
you want
You're
me to keep
hosting, bro.
going?
You killing it.
yeah. keep
Okay,
going.
all right. Let's go. Okay, let's go stores. Walmart or Target.
That's
I have
different.
to go Target because I have to support Union.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
Walmart's not you.
I like that.
Yeah, Walmart is not Union. They enslavers.
Facts. Walmart, one of them jobs you just trying to work there
You trying to
until you
collect a
find
quick
something
check?
else. Yeah.
Let me get this quick check. Real
Then
quick.
you just okay.
They don't treat their people fair.
Nope, sure don't.
Scott High School
So. Oh, here you go.
or Bowser. What was it?
Rebels.
Rebels. Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to say Blue Races again.
That's fine.
Flint Northern.
Okay.
Yeah. On your head, dog. On your head.
Okay. We really know what you wanted to say, but you know it's all right.
Worksheets or books. Because that's what Scott had. Worksheets. That's all y'all ever use is
Say what grade?
worksheets.
What grade you guys learn how to color between the lines?
Oh.
Oh, this is what we're doing.
You
Hey,
see,
listen.
see, he can't answer the
15,000
question.
strong.
You see, he can't answer the question.
just came after us.
15,000 strong.
No,
don't do it.
wait. You,
We
ju-
will, hey,
you
don't
just
make us
said-
march.
you just said that wasn't all Scott people.
I got some people.
Yeah.
But they was there. They were part now. It was only out of the 15,000, only two. It's 14,998
You don't know.
because
You
you
don't
two.
know.
I'm
Wasn't there.
gonna drink some more of my tea here.
Yep.
I'm gonna think of somewhere. Okay, let's go. Oh,
This dude talking about some.
okay. Oh, let's do Big Sean or Tupac.
Ooh, Tupac.
That's messed up.
Okay.
He-
legendary.
he
How
the-
did you even put the?
Yeah, like I
Because she
love
said
him.
they were her favorite. Okay,
Yeah.
what do y'all? Go ahead. You can jump in anytime.
I got one.
Okay.
Okay. Cheerios
Ooh.
I
or
like this
cornflakes.
Okay.
Frosted Flake cornflakes or cornflakes?
And which Cheerios?
Yeah, right. We got honey
Honey-
nut Cheerios,
honey
the
nut.
multi-grain Cheerios. You got
No,
the,
we gonna do
Or
the
cinnamon.
We
the
gonna do
cinnamon Cheerios.
the honey oats, honey
Mm.
oats and corn.
I'm gonna do the cornflakes because I'm gonna sprinkle some sugar on them, make it taste like frosted flakes. But them Cheerios, they gonna stale as soon as you put the milk on them.
No, they
No,
don't.
No,
Yes, they
don't.
do.
They get sweet.
They
They
always
do, but they still like them circles be getting mushy all the time. I
Yeah,
used to have to
they
You
eat
a
that in
square.
What about y'all? What about-
Sunday school all the
I
time.
don't know.
He got Cheerios.
Probably Cheerios.
I hated cereal.
What?
I still hate cereal. Yeah.
You hate cereal?
Mhm.
Look like a cereal eater.
Okay,
Like
okay.
after
Pause.
midnight.
I
You said
got this.
serial
Wow,
killer
bro,
or
that
eater?
sounds
Eater.
weird.
Cereal eater.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oatmeal or grits?
Oatmeal.
Grits.
I'm gonna go grits.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
grits
Wait,
guy. I'm old school.
how you make your grits though?
Don't you
Oh,
dare
you
say
gonna say
sugar.
the salt and sugar?
Don't you say sugar.
I'm gonna go with sugar.
I'm,
Yeah.
I,
I'ma go
I wasn't.
sugar.
I was exposed to cream and wheat. We never
Sugar,
did
bud.
grits.
Hey, you gonna mute me? Come on, Nate.
What was that?
I muted his mic.
Oh,
They gonna say no black.
So y'all
sugar
doing
shit like that.
salt?
Salt and pepper.
Salt, pepper,
Salt,
butter.
pepper?
And butter, yeah.
Mm.
See, okay, if I do salt and pepper and butter, I'm gonna have some catfish with that. With the salt.
Yeah, that's
You-
fair.
you- yeah.
Okay.
You can do that.
Catfish.
Okay, I'm back.
Sausage,
You can do it with
bacon.
eggs,
Bring me
you
my
can do
black
it-
card
eggs,
back.
right.
Bring my black
Scrapple.
card back.
You can-
Bring my
Okay.
black card back.
Okay, cabbage or greens?
jeez.
Ooh.
Now we talking food. This is my
Mhm,
favorite subject.
See,
I
why
had
didn't
to-
you see?
You see, I had to lean back
If
when
we-
she said that.
If we talking now,
If somebody make,
if we're talking now, it's cabbage.
I'm gonna say greens because you know what? That place in Baltimore you took me to, and every time Pittsburgh. Every time
Pittsburgh?
you go up there to Cammy's,
Mm-hmm.
man, somebody made some greens. Now these people that make these greens,
Mm.
they got to be cooking for like about 3 days. I don't give me no greens that you just made an hour ago.
My dad makes some good greens, but for
Oh,
me
your dad make
now,
everything good.
well, for me now is cabbage. Before it would be greens.
Okay.
What about you, Shane?
Oh man, I'm cabbage actually.
Yeah.
Cabbage.
Yeah, because it's little. You can throw some turkey neck in there and all that
I
stuff.
like that. I like that. What about you? Cabbage or green? Greens.
Yeah, she always cook
Yeah,
greens.
I'm a
So.
cabbage guy myself.
Okay,
Cabbage.
okay. Electric slide or the cha-cha slide?
I like to get low. I'm gonna go cha-cha. I get low sometimes. Not on these knees anymore. Wait, how bad? How low can you go?
I feel electric.
Okay.
That's old school.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was about to say electric too.
You can't go wrong with
Yeah,
that.
as soon as you hear it go on, everybody going like
Yeah.
I like
everybody.
that. I like that. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
It's something about that bell that makes me go crazy. That cha-cha slide.
I think the electric because it can go with different kind of music too.
Yep.
Like
you
it's
can put
just,
it
Yeah,
on
it's
anything.
electric.
You
That one, or you going to boom, 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 boom,
Yep.
boom. You got to do that one if you do
Hey.
electric.
See now when they do candy, bro, some of my Greek dudes like they have some type of hustle that they created to it, and it's dope.
What are you at? What did you? You said.
No, I never went Greek.
Oh, I thought you went.
I wish
Greek.
I did.
Oh, why don't you? You can do it now.
I sure can.
Mhm.
I got some
wonder if
other
I
stuff
could.
I want to get taken care of.
They don't
first.
accept Scott students.
Oh God.
I'm at full sale now.
Mm-mm.
I'm at full sale.
That's horrible.
That was fucked up. I would say it. I would say it.
I had an. Oh, okay. The Tamiya hustle
I don't know how.
or
To do
the
it.
Danger Zone.
I don't know how to do it to me a hustle.
Count it out.
So you're gonna
I
do
literally,
Danger Zone?
I gave a tutorial on one of my
See,
boys' stories. You got to count it out.
I gotta
literally.
watch this tutorial.
You literally just got to
So-
count it out.
So the problem for me with all these hustles is I'm a B girl. I used to break dance. So it is very problematic for me when everybody doing the same dance.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you
like-
got to do different. Your
yeah,
mind
it's
thinks
like, oh,
you ready
come
to
on, yeah.
spin. You ready to hit that spin on the
I
back.
can't spin no more. I can rock.
I'll rock it.
But yeah, so no, I never learned that one. But I know like the biker hustle and all that stuff.
Shit, if I can go crazy. Sausage links or sausage patties?
I think we should all go to Denny's right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling
Denny's
breakfast.
Union.
I'm feeling breakfast right now.
It's
I am
sausage
feeling
links or
breakfast.
sausage patties.
Hey, hey.
Turkey, sausage,
Man.
or
No.
pork,
No, the chicken sausage.
chicken sausage
Chicken
for sure.
sausage.
Yeah.
I had it at the Breakfast
Crazy.
Club in Atlanta. Man, I'm hooked.
Really?
Yeah, chicken sausage.
Have
You
you ever
was on a
had?
Breakfast Club?
Have you ever had chicken bacon?
I gotta talk about that.
No.
See, I can't find it anymore. Kroger's used to sell
You gotta
chicken
go
bacon.
down.
You got
something.
that, and you got I want to say Sam's Club.
Really? Yeah, chicken
Sam's Club
bacon.
got
Chicken
chicken
bacon
bacon.
is
Sam's
good
not
as heck.
union. Sam's not union.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Then.
Kroger.
Kroger ain't got it no more.
Kroger is not
Ooh.
union anymore either.
Nope.
No, Kroger
He
don't
doesn't
have,
have the-
Oh,
chicken
You
bacon.
said
I'm
that
about to
earlier.
say we are all screwed,
Oh my gosh.
boy.
All right, hash browns or home fries?
Home fries.
I'm going hash browns because
hash
you got to
brown.
chop that onion in there, a little bit of cheese in
Yeah.
that mug and green pepper. And
Yeah,
You can do that at home fries too.
I know, but it's
it
not
don't
thick.
give you
I
black.
said that the
It
hash
gives-
brown got that
Yeah, got that-
crunch.
yeah.
So y'all said hash brown?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're going breakfast, Cracker Barrel or Waffle
That
House?
was the dumbest.
Cracker Barrel or Waffle
You
House?
could have went anywhere else and
That was
Waffle
the
House.
most
supposed to be
racist-
Cracker Barrel.
You put,
Okay, so which one of y'all gonna pick? Because I'm picking Cracker
IHOP,
Barrel.
bro.
I'm black everything.
Oh, you talking about
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's got to be Waffle House.
It got to be Waffle House.
everything black.
Waffle House yellow
Why you say Cracker Barrel?
because they got good breakfast.
They're gonna have your ass hanging in that boy.
Oh my god.
I told you. Here goes Charlemagne.
No,
That
hey,
goes
you
again.
didn't see you ain't see it. They had the noose hanging in Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
They had who?
Noose.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, but you want to
You
go
need
there.
like a running disclaimer just going across the
Yeah,
bottom.
I'm telling you.
I'm gonna create
This
that.
is every
You
week.
know what? I'm just
This
gonna
is every week.
make that layer right
Just like
now.
layers like
Add a new layer.
Okay, last subject, and then we can go to our last question of the day because our last question is something that you got to do. So anyway.
okay. Something I gotta do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
too
the
crazy.
last we're gonna talk about Gala
Okay, all
because
right.
you went last year. Right?
Yeah.
You going to Gala this year?
Yep,
right?
already got my ticket.
Already got your ticket.
You already
So
got
I'm
my
gonna have to
ticket.
shout you out at the Gala. I'm gonna have to-
Before you, because I have a
Go ahead. I'm
State
sorry.
of the Union, right?
Oh, State of the Union. Hold on, wait.
Oh,
We
okay.
gotta set it. I didn't know this was going on. You didn't talk to us about this.
No,
All right, State of
because
the
when
Union.
y'all talked about it. So,
Wait, you want your State of the Union music?
nah, because this is gonna be quick, fast.
Let me just do. Let me just
go
do the
ahead.
State of the
Go
Union
ahead. Go
music.
ahead.
I got
Go
you,
ahead.
bro.
Oh,
State of the Union, Jason Rifford. No, you got to do the Jason Rifford, ladies and gentlemen.
just extremely fast. Pause. If you did not buy a ticket to the gala, please don't come. And I'm only saying that because I keep hearing chitter chatter about people coming because they hold a seat somewhere and they just gonna show up. Don't come.
All right.
If your
You
name
heard
ain't
it
on
here
the
first.
list,
Because if you didn't buy a ticket
list,
like everybody else, don't come. I hope you're watching.
if your name ain't on the list,
I'm gonna just sip my tea again.
and that was the State of the Union.
And that was the State of the Union by Jason Rifford.
I was gonna keep it light tonight. I had a lot, but I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Anyways,
proud
back
of
to
you.
Sheena.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
So
I'm proud of you.
Gala Talk. Now you know every year our thing is about giving back, and I love that this year is about Mom's House because, like you talked about, helping young women and helping young children and whole, getting on their feet. So, just what do you think of Gala? Like, just give us
Man, first of all, shout out to Mom's House, Christina Rodriguez and her team.
For sure.
I love it. I love what they do. They help teen parents be successful, and they got amazing stories. Black Gala, I be trying to tell everybody to cop tickets, man. Like, get them now because it's a space of young entrepreneur innovation, but it's also community. And you don't really see a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? I love the vibe there as far as the artists that come. I love the fashion, but I love the Black joy. You know what I'm saying? I always have a good time. Nate invited me to my first one where y'all was at. Was it
Barney's.
Barney's, yeah.
Yep. And so I was hooked ever since then because I just love that essence that y'all bring. So I mean, I'm excited. I might even wear a dress. That's not. We'll see. We'll see.
Show the ankle, shorty. Show the ankle, damn it. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. My oldest is coming with me, so
she
You
about to
have some fun.
experience Gala.
You about to have some fun.
Yeah.
Like she said, once you experience Gala, you're hooked.
And it's get bigger and better. It was crazy. Like last year, I was like, dang it. I mean, I remember coming in like I gotta wait. I didn't lie. Like what the heck, So I know this is gonna be epic, man. I can't wait.
I done got chills. You just excited me. Because it's true. Yeah,
He said, "Cause
it's true."
Yeah, it's gonna be a sight to see.
Was you the youngest in your family?
I'm the second oldest.
Really? That's surprising. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I just psychoanalyzed you. My bad. Go ahead.
Ooh. Okay.
Can you do that?
I'll say, I might as well, rather than the last part.
No, go ahead.
Do that.
Can you psychoanalyze me?
Oh, that's gonna take. I'm gonna have to invoice you on that one.
He might have to push that couch back and lay back, like
just let her talk.
At a therapy. It all started. I had the matches and I lit the house up.
Nobody needs to know that. Nobody needs to know that. Why did you even have to bring that up?
Oh wow!
We gotta find them on Amazon.
My sister had Charlie Brown.
Why? That's not even a story.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh my God.
So our last thing we asked you,
That's
do you have any questions for us? That's how we end our.
Where did the concept of Black Gala, and I know a little bit about like why y'all started the brand, but where did the concept, like what was y'all looking to provide for the community?
Who you want to go first?
So we all gonna
Black started from a clothing line.
Okay.
It's called Black Obedience. And you know what Black stands for, right?
Well, I know I'm Black, but I don't.
So of course Black doesn't have anything to do with race.
Okay.
Black stands for Balanced Life, Acquire Knowledge.
Okay.
It's an acronym.
So that's kind of where it comes from. My mind always wondering. So it was just something that it started off as a clothing line, and we formed it. When we first decided it, we was like, man, we're gonna do a gala. We couldn't think of a name for it,
Okay.
and then boom, I was like, man, let's just name it the Black Gala. So that's how it came about. But when we first named it, I think the biggest thing for us was people thinking it was just for Black people,
Okay.
even though there's no C in there.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, but it just looked like that, and then everything is always black. Like as far as colors is black and red.
I ain't wear black.
No, I'm talking about like when we do flyers.
This the first year I'm actually wearing black.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about the dress colors.
We know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Every year you wear black.
No, anymore.
Every year you wore black, bro.
I did black and gold the first year, and then I'm gonna switch it up this year. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about coming.
Why you hear the high pitch voice?
Because I know how they trying to think and team up. Don't worry about me. It's all right. All right. Yeah.
Anybody that's going to the Black Gala, you don't have to wear black.
Yeah, wear anything.
Yeah.
Wear any color, just as long as it's a suit and tie. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. Yeah.
No.
I'll go.
Go last this time.
No,
Go ahead,
come on,
Nate.
bro.
We honored you
By all
last week,
means.
Nate.
By all means. Y'all
Go ahead, Nate. Come on.
Y'all too.
Go ahead. After you, please.
Yeah.
I reject your proposal.
Go ahead, Nate.
Y'all argue
Go ahead,
about,
because you might
y'all
say
argue
what
about who going first.
he's
on
probably
first?
going to say what I'm going to say anyway. So go ahead.
I done forgot my thought already.
Oh God.
You gonna let
Anyway, because he's lying.
he just
right.
He just bullied you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make mine real short. It was an idea.
Pause.
We all talked about it, and I remember because it started out of the clothing line, and we started a record label too.
Okay.
And with our record label, we kept saying like, man, we need to have something that our artists can come and perform. So then it started out as an idea, like, man, why don't we just do a gala? And then the whole giving back to the community.
Yeah.
Because we was like, well, what are we doing this for? Because every event we ever did, like this is before we started doing Black Gala, we did Christmas parties and just other stuff like that. We always gave back to the community. So finding nonprofits and it just kind of often the idea just kind of built.
And y'all been hitting the mark with the people you giving back to. Like I met Tremaine.
Mm-hmm.
Food for thought. Like not food for thoughts. It wasn't food for thought.
Healthy Toledo.
Toledo. Yes.
Barb, yeah.
But she, Barb does.
She'll be there this year.
She does amazing making sure people have access. I mean, like y'all have been really picking groundbreaking, but like true.
Yeah.
And I had an idea too, and I'm gonna talk to Tremaine if he comes this year. I wanted to see if
he's not gonna be able to.
Oh well, if he hears this, I wanted to see like with Barb, because we helped one year because she does so much in the city and helping feed, and they have young men. I was seeing if they,
like
they can come over and like a partnership and kind of help out and stuff like that.
That's what it's about.
Nate.
No. So for when we started, well, I came in on the back end of like the creation of 1983.
Okay.
Like I was in Afghanistan when they offered me the position or whatever. And it really came down to once we got together and decided we wanted to do events or an event of some sort. We had to decide something to do it for. Like to me, I don't understand when I buy a ticket to somewhere and then I sit through this whole 4 or 5 hour whatever that they put together. My number one question is where my money going. No offense to the people that's throwing the events and stuff like that, but it's like I just don't want to feel like, okay, well, I just paid $40 to get to this event and it's a money grab for whoever the promoter is.
Right.
Talk to him.
Right.
So and obviously I don't want to push that off either. Like I don't want to give that off to anybody, and I don't want us to even look like that. So it was like, dude, of course, let's do it for a nonprofit. Which actually it was a conversation that we had with Jacob Bates.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's how it kind of got rolling. Strategically, us choosing the different nonprofits that we have decided to go for, they kind of like all can help each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Dave just said, the program Inc. can help Feed Toledo. Help Feed Toledo can help and take care of Mom's House, and then whatever next year or our next year's decision like it's even
Might piggyback off of
it is
Yeah.
gonna piggyback off of it,
Yeah.
and it's like that much every year.
That's how you grow a relationship, and that's what pretty much
networking.
What's what people think when I say I'm a community activist or organizer. That's what it is, relationships.
Yeah, you
And
gotta
that's-
build those
And
relationships.
that's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, even to fall in line with our what BLAK stands for, we're providing these different, or excuse me, we're raising funds for these different nonprofits to balance life,
Mm-hmm.
and we're also providing the opportunity for those to acquire the knowledge to be able to benefit from those different nonprofits.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
That's I like that. Man. See, this is why you should have went before me.
that's why I go live.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Uh-oh.
To bring it full circle.
Because if you would have said that before what I said, I would have been like, "Oh, you got it, Nate."
What he said.
Yeah, I would have been like, "Yeah, exactly."
But yeah, no. At the end of the day, it's also to show people like, hey, man, Toledo, we're providing these different means of obviously coming out and having a good time, but in a classy way,
Right.
and that's one of the things that we felt was lacking, was that like, yeah,
Nobody was throwing something to dress up.
like you can
Yeah.
dress up and go to like where.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can dress up and go to J. Alexander's or some shit, you know, but like nothing event wise that you're like, okay, unless it's a cabaret of some sort. But then
Right.
like you have to be on a no for some of
Man,
those
I miss
things.
Brother's place too, man. That
Boy, I
was
heard
wild.
about that. Yeah, but
That's a time. That was a time.
but yeah, and so like and that was one of the biggest things, and I know for a fact that that inspires a lot of people too, because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I want to get dressed up. Yeah, I want to be able to feel the room while I'm in the room, you know. Rather than just showing up to a club or something like that and just being another person in a seat with a ticket.
I feel that.
I got a quick question for you.
What's up?
Being the fact that you know where Gala is now for 2023, where would you want to see Gala 2024?
I saw you ask that question, and no comments was like live. I was like, wow.
I'm gonna say Staples Center. Oh wait, it's no Staples Center
No,
anymore.
it's called the
Arcos. or something.
The fact that it's gonna get bigger, I already know next year it's gonna get bigger because people are gonna be pissed off that you cut the tickets off. So
he did.
I didn't. We sold out.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like
he extended the tickets.
Right.
This
You know,
happens every year though. I'm
Uh,
telling you, they be mad. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
So you're gonna have to think of a bigger venue. I think it would be kind of epic to have it at the stadium at UT.
Outside stadium?
No.
Yeah,
You talking about
just
in October?
under the lights. I mean, you know,
That's different. I
global
like it.
warming is
touche.
warming is. It's like what it was
Touche.
70, 80 degrees right now.
Yeah.
So
And then it's
Yeah.
October, so the
It's
weather
practically
still be
October,
it
yeah.
would still be pretty nice.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know, but no, I think that would be, you know, once again something that's different. You know,
Heck yeah, that's doable.
that'd be big, major. But I mean, that would be something that one I always think about. Where have a lot of us been denied to actually show up in? So
That's crazy, because that was
we
kind
might
of the
have to put
motivation,
you on board with 1983.
right? But that was actually motivation from last year's.
Yep, for sure.
Okay. I was wondering why the hell we was way out there.
Hey,
No,
Hey.
realistically, we did that on purpose. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We wanted it out there to show them that we able to do stuff and have a
And
good
not
time.
and not be the stereotype.
And
Yep.
we breaking down barriers and doors.
I
Because
feel
let me
it.
tell you,
I
they
feel it.
see what we about. And at first they not educated, so they be like off rip, be like,
Oh
Put
yeah.
it,
Wait
to
a
you,
minute.
put it to you this way: the person who was actually in charge of that night, I think she personally was afraid, so she didn't show up for work that night.
Oh wow.
yeah, like she gave us the runaround starting the week before. Like
Mhm.
communication up to the week before was pristine.
Yep.
The week before, we're like, all right, cool. We're gonna set up a day that we can come up there. No communication. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We get there the day of to set everything up. Nobody there to open the door.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And we're there early.
Right.
We were there the time she told us.
We
to
was
get
there at 8:00 and we didn't
Yeah,
get started
that threw
setting up to
everything off.
11.
And then
Oh,
nothing was
wow.
nothing.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
whole
We're
nother
not
story.
gonna bash
No.
that.
Yeah.
that
But you know
That's a
what,
whole
We're
nother
not
though?
gonna bash,
But
but
it's
we're
just-
just gonna say
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
they didn't
talk
have it
no.
together
At the end of the day, they doubted, or at
Why
least
you
that's
say
how
it
it's
like
coming
that?
off.
because that's
Yeah.
what it is.
They had to have doubted the fact of, okay, well, this is just a regular boom. It's not a wedding.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
They thought we came to play around. That's what happened.
And then, we got there. And
Once
everything
they
got
seen
together.
them lights and
Yeah.
them fog machines
I think-
and
it's-
the
it- the
band, they
crazy-
was like, okay.
The crazy thing is, I I think everybody think we just there to play around.
I mean, you know what? I think that's something that we always gonna have to fight in this kind of society. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody
We
thinks
have to have you come back on air probably like 2 months from now.
Yeah,
Then
like
we'll talk about
November
it.
8th.
Yeah.
Right before election, do one more push.
Yeah,
Do
one
more push.
No, November 8th is
Right,
the after, so I can
It's
say what
after.
I want to
Oh,
say.
okay.
No.
Yeah.
you
Yo,
mother. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You do the Kevin Hart. And I'm gonna say it.
Right, for sure.
Man, we
But ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Black Room Podcast. Make some noise. Miss Sheena Marie, we thank you once again for all of the knowledge that I've learned today. I don't know about them two, but
So,
I learned a lot of.
What did you learn today?
First of all, I've learned that TPS has more than just public schools. They have all these.
Well, it's still public schools, just career techs.
Career schools.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
know, a lot of people don't know about
Yes.
all of that. Also, these laws that they trying to, ban us from and trying to change these children's minds and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're trying to bring the enslavement, help Black people here too also.
Wow.
So just FYI.
mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah. That's why you need to write me in. Make sure I get back on the board and get back on my duties.
For sure. It's been another episode. What have you learned? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Did you want to?
I didn't ask myself that.
I'm asking you. What have you learned?
I learned a lot.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
I can tell you what I learned.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I learned how you should speak.
How I shouldn't speak.
How you should speak.
Man.
How you should speak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Pronunciations.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, it's been another episode, ladies and gentlemen. And you know my slogan, tell your mama to call me.